Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state-of-the-art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234-334-7547 today. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. They have 2 convenient locations on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, call 216-398-7373. Mention Red Line Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. It's the official home and auto parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. If you need any custom t-shirts, banners, stickers, anything like that made, then you reach out to Incredible Keepsakes. As Diane always says, cherished moments are made to last forever. You can reach Incredible Keepsakes at 440-242-9648 or check out their websites at incrediblekeepsakes.com. And don't forget to mention...
This is really gross, but dirty trash cans can pose a serious health risk to you and your family. The pungent smell can attract rats and flies, not to mention maggots, both of which can contain dangerous diseases transferable to humans. Your dirty trash can is susceptible to harboring dangerous bacteria. Contact Brandon at Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning today at 440-752-1533 or find them on Facebook. Veteran owned and operated and eco-friendly. Again, call Brandon at 440-752-1533.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Talking about balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Kyle Price and Timbuktu, and we have a special guest today that we're going to get to in a little bit. Jared is here to promote golf. I'm going to take a nap while that goes on, and I'll give him the floor because he might be the only one that has anything to say about their golf league because Kyle might be a little tied up. And I know there's a lot of you that were really excited for this show to start. Kyle is, of course, doing his punishment. But before that, how are you guys doing? We had a week off, a much-needed week off. Everybody
It
enjoy
felt weird
it?
Not recording last week.
It felt great.
I mean, it felt great, but it felt weird.
I almost didn't want to come in today. I was like, how about another week? Let's do it.
I didn't want to come in today either. It's weird.
I'm looking forward to the 2-week vacation.
Yeah, we're going to be off next week, and then we're off the week after. I'm taking the 15th. That's my birthday. I said, fuck it. We're not even going to try to fill another show, and we're doing a 2-week break.
2-week break after the day?
Yeah, I think so.
I might be recovered by that point.
I think we need it. I might be out of town next week. I'm flying to Virginia for work, so I don't know if I'll be back for Wednesday. Otherwise, I would say we could maybe try to squeeze one in, but fuck it.
I'm actually already sweating just thinking about this thing sitting in front of me right now.
Yeah, no, Kyle is not about to perform surgery, but he does have gloves. He's ready to take on the one chip challenge. I am not jealous of that one bit. As you guys know, spicy food is not my shit. Buffalo sauce is enough to fuck me up. I would never eat anything like that. That would literally put me in the hospital. Luckily, we are down the street from Southwest. So if anything goes wrong for Kyle here, we're in good shape.
I think Tim already said he'd give me mouth to mouth if it came to it.
That was without even the chip. Yeah. Tim just said, whenever you want it,
whenever you want to kiss, he's got
me.
So.
That's why we're such a great team.
I'm going to preface by just saying that I don't have a time limit for this. I'm not setting a time. I will do the best I can until I can no longer go. And then
that's fair.
I've got bread. We've got milk. I've got yogurt. I've got semen over here too somewhere. So we'll see what happens.
That's fresh. Tim just made it.
Literally have a trash can by you.
Juice. And the trash can is just in case shit goes south, literally.
And if Kyle throws up in those trash cans, who are we going to call to clean those up? That's right. It's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC.
We're getting this out of the way now.
Yeah, you know what? That was a good segue. I had to do it. They're the official hotline sponsor of Studio 2. Fitch Trash Bin Cleaning and Pressure Washing. They've been doing it. They're locally owned, Northwest Ohio, serving North Ridgeville and surrounding areas. You can reach Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning LLC at 440-752-1533 or at ftbcusa.com. Give them a call, mention Redline Radio, and you're going to get 10% off your first service. They're not going to give a discount to what Kyle's going to do to the garbage cans here, more than likely.
Are they also veteran owned?
I don't think so.
Was that the commercial before this?
No, that was
Never mind. This is my first time
That
on
was
air.
Fitz. That was.
Oh, they
Fitz.
are? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in the
yeah,
it's not in the
yeah,
thing.
Fitz.
So
Better
let's-
known.
I'm
New
blaming
guy,
Lee.
new guy at the table. He already
Yeah.
made notes about it too.
Better
Look at him.
known.
He's
He
good.
actually listens to the stuff before I do. I'm thinking about
So
the show.
I think if I survive this chip, I'm gonna go down and speak to Incredible Keepsakes and get a shirt that says "I survived the chip."
Yeah.
And they make all kinds of shirts. They'll do that shirt. They'll make our shirts. They do T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, any kind of designs you want, and like a binder you have, or like a folder, a thing you like to take notes in, or something.
Can they do MGA shirts?
They could probably do MGA shirts.
Oh, of course, they
absolutely.
could do anything. They could do
Um,
mugs, cups, everything.
Yeah, they do any design you have. They put it on any kind of item you have. You name it, Incredible Keepsakes can help customize it for you. Official merchandise provider for Redline Radio. Give Diane a call today at 440-242-9648. And like Diane likes to say, cherished moments are made to last forever.
Now, if Kyle happens to perish, where's the one place you go to when somebody around you that you like dies? That's, of course,
The bar.
Pit Road Diecast. Because if you want a Dale Earnhardt Senior diecast, or if you want anything for Kyle if he happens to pass away tonight, you're going to go to Pit Road Diecast. They've got all your current and past NASCAR diecast and model car kits. For all your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your in-store purchase.
That was
What
an
is
ama-
what is die casting? I thought
cars,
I
little
thought we
cars.
were
The little,
oh,
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna put you in like the Han Solo.
that
where
too.
you're like a big
That's
door.
carbon.
Yeah, that's
freezing.
Carbon.
okay.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We don't have
Come
the kind
on,
of money
nerds,
for that.
Let's go. I have no segue to my next one, but I will say that my wife and I are doing a lot of home redesigns this year. We're getting a fence. We're looking at putting a front porch on. And I actually just reached out to him yesterday, waiting for a phone call back. Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. I know they're local, so I wanted to come out and see if they can give me a quote to put a new front porch on our house. Bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, siding, much more. Residential or commercial, give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him that Team Redline sent you if you have any home improvements to take care of.
Now, this was an agreed upon challenge that Kyle's doing right now, so
I was forced.
I don't feel like any karma will be in our future for Jared, myself, Tim. I think this is all natural. This is what Kyle has to do. Another word for karma, some people might say, is bad juju. They also happen to be the official cover band of Redline Radio, and they're covering all your favorites from the 80s and 90s. To book bad juju, call Chad Moon today at 440-458-0203 while Kyle gears up, not for surgery, but for, kind of.
It's like a proctology exam. Who's first?
It's essentially a colonoscopy once he gets to a toilet later. But in a few weeks, we are taking 2 weeks off, but I think it's April 5th. If you guys can get your lazy asses off your couches and you guys want to show up to Lucy's, the boys from Talking About Balls are going to be back in doing a live remote. So come to that on April 5th. That is Wednesday, April 5th. No excuses. I'm giving you guys plenty of time now. I'm going to make a Facebook event page. So no excuses, you sorry motherfuckers. You show up and you come celebrate Talking About Balls. Jared's been to every one so far. What's your excuse?
yeah.
Is that Lucy's Seafood and Arcade?
Lucy's Pub.
It's
Oh.
all over. It's Lucy. Now it's Lucy's
Oh.
Pub. It's Campbell's Food. They call it. They got a name for everything. I
They're
can't even
getting
keep
sued.
up, but
They're getting sued by
Yeah.
Campbell's.
they have
for
more
sure.
names than Prince. But either way, go to Lucy's. Let's have a good time. We will be there. It's on Broadview Road. I've got the address right here, but I didn't turn to the page because I'm an idiot and I wasn't paying attention. So let's do that right now. You can find Lucy's at, not on this page. Oh yeah, there they are. 2218 Broadview Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44109. Michelle and the staff at Lucy's are always committed to giving their guests the best experience. Join them every Friday for karaoke and, of course, all your hometown sports games. Give them a call, 216-675-0013. Check out their Facebook page. They did just change their hours. They're now opening up a little early. They now open up at 2. So
Would
for our
that be
next
the-
remote,
Will that be the pub formerly known as Shenanigans?
yeah, it's now they just have a symbol outside. They don't even have a name anymore. It's just a symbol. So you walk in, you don't even know what the fuck it is, but you walk in,
I've
it is.
never had a bad time watching your podcast at Lucy's.
That's true.
It's fun. It's
I
I
usually just
enjoy
get
it there.
drunk.
I've had some drinks. I've seen some songs.
Yeah, there's
Had a great time.
karaoke.
There was
Uh,
karaoke. They took it away on Wednesdays though, which
Well,
is a little
man,
sad.
I take back
Maybe we
my
can-
plug.
I did see that they did their karaoke DJ is no longer going to be there. I don't know what happened with that, but maybe if we reach out, maybe
Rest
they
in
can set some
peace,
karaoke up for
Gary.
us. I don't think he's dead. I think he's just
No.
not going to be there anymore. Or maybe he did the one chip challenge and he just gave up on life.
Can we just get into it?
Yeah, let's do it, ladies and
Can I
gentlemen.
crack a beer?
Kyle's going to do
Can I
it.
plug my sponsors now?
Yeah, while Kyle sets up, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Go ahead.
Jared came prepared. He is a businessman. He is ready to talk about a beer that is an official sponsor, right? Of
Official sponsor. As the great Matthew Berry said, I'm a company man. MGA, Cleveland MGA is very grateful to have Aurora Dock Brewing out of Canton sponsor our tournaments. They drop off a ton of beers for us. We drink Backyard Crusher all the time.
It's a great beer.
Unfortunately, Backyard Crusher, it was released today, but only at the brew pub. So I had to get Vlad the Impaler Imperial IPA,
Mhm.
Imperial Porter. So Different beer, but I'll crack it open.
Give it a crack.
Nothing wrong with free beer. Yeah, enjoy it.
All right, I'm going to stand up for this. I'm going to stand up and step back.
And for those of you listening, because of course we are going to be putting this up on audio as well. So for those of you listening, I will walk you through what is happening with Kyle. He is taking his headset off, of course, which is the right move. He doesn't need to be connected to anything. I love when we bring up punishment cam for Kyle. Last time we did this
was
the stun gun.
Yeah.
Wait, you got stun gunned? I
Twice.
missed that.
Oh yeah, it happened here. I got to do it. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I got stun gunned twice.
Thank you very much. So
Where-
Kyle is
where
opening
at?
the chip. The chip is out of the bag. It comes in a little coffin, which is fitting because that's probably where Kyle's going to end up after. But in a much larger coffin than that. That's not very big. The chip is a little cracked, but that's
So
okay.
It was already broke.
So it's already broken in half. That is the chip.
can
It is.
see.
It is a weird diarrhea consistency. If I'm being honest,
It looks like
That's
someone.
good.
It looks like dog poop that was scraped.
It
off
looks
the
like
carpet.
the burnt chip
Jerky.
that
It's like jerky.
quality department would throw away at Tostitos before they put it in a bag. But Kyle gets to eat it, and it is covered in death.
All right, so here we
assume.
go. Cheers.
You doing
to-
both stacks at once?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
All right.
Go home. All right,
Good luck,
cheers.
man. Kyle is going to eat the chip. He has
Swallow
put
it.
it in his mouth. He is chewing. He's going to see how long he can go without eating or drinking anything. Of course, we did not put a time limit on it, but we did tell him give it a few minutes at least.
Over
We
a
don't.
minute.
Yeah, we don't want you to just immediately wash
Does
it
it at
down.
least taste good?
No way.
Yeah, there's no chance. It probably just tastes like an overabundance of spices, and your mouth doesn't even know what to do right now.
It takes like 48 seconds for it to kick in.
Well, Kyle's not having a good time in his mouth, but I am. This
No.
Vlad the Impaler is fantastic.
Isn't it great?
It's a very good beer.
It's a thick beer, which I'm not used to.
Looks like he
or
kind of
usually.
has some tears. He's
Wow,
got the
it's
blue
blue.
tongue. He officially
He hates his decisions. I can see it in his face.
looks like he blew a Smurf. It is not good. He does
Oh.
not look good right now.
I've never seen eyeballs shake.
No.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
he looks bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, that's. I can't imagine that this is good.
It looks bad.
I feel bad right now.
Dear
I, like,
Lord, please
said-
I am-
help
you said no
Kyle.
bad juju, right?
No, none for us. We did
right.
nothing wrong. He agreed to this. I
won't
asked in
laugh.
advance.
I won't laugh, but I'll.
I will admit, I'll pull the
Wow.
curtain back a little bit for the show. When we go over punishments, we do talk to each other first and make sure that we're both okay with it. It's like in Practical Jokers. Like, think of that. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to do anything to each other that would like ruin each other's lives. So we make sure everything's okay. And this
Like,
is
you're
this.
not going to get a John Benet Ramsey tattoo.
Yeah, why would I want two of those? So, I mean, Kyle's going to eat this chip and he is not looking good.
Woo!
How's it? Can you talk?
Kyle,
It's bad.
Kyle,
No, I can't talk.
Kyle.
Okay.
It's got to be close to a
Kyle,
minute, though. I'm,
Kyle.
like,
Oh, yeah,
impressed by
absolutely. He's
your
doing well.
Stamina.
He's doing well. You can tell he really wants to cry, and I don't blame him one bit. This is one of those things where I'm not going to hold any judgment. It's not embarrassing.
No,
This is torture.
I wouldn't even do it.
No chance. No
I had
fucking
a
way.
I had a pre-excuse.
Like, I'm not even comfortable with that chip being that close to me because I was afraid I was going to smell it and it was going to burn my nose a little bit. Chipper, for those of you that might know him as Sewing Room Chip,
Chip the rip.
he is going to be doing the one chip challenge at the Piston Powered Autorama. I forgot when their show is. If you guys could give me that in the information, I don't have it handy right now. I don't feel like looking it up. I don't know what time you guys are doing. Is it Steel City, like a special edition of Steel City? But just let me know what time and day, and I'll plug that. But Chipper's gonna be doing the same thing. But of course, talking about balls, we do it first. We do it better.
Kyle, you're
This is
killing
what
it
we
right
do.
now. I can see the sweat under your eyes.
I know April 1st. We'll be there too, Chip. But what? 6 to 8. Okay. All right. So 6 to 8. Steel City Renegades will be 6. If Lee's there, about 6:15, give or take, and he will be eating the same chip, and it's going to be fucking brutal for Chipper. Chipper though is very light skinned, like he is almost you could see through him, and he is going to turn so fucking red. I'm really excited for that. Like, it's going to be bad. Like, there are going to be people walking by the show that are going to call an ambulance for Chipper. They're going to be very worried about his health, and little do they know he looks like that on most days. But I love you, Chip.
Chipper's a dog though. I seen him take down the hot wings from B Dubs.
He looks like he's reading the comments, and Jess is like, Kyle,
Jess
I'm
is like,
leaving you for your
Oh,
friends.
no,
And he's like,
Jess is
don't
like,
do
"Good-
it.
Good job, baby. I'm
I know,
impressed."
but his face looks like she's leaving him. Like, she's telling him right now, like, I'm taking the dogs. When you come home, it's going to be an empty house. I want everything. You're sleeping in the car tonight.
Empty
And he's like,
toilet.
he's soaking it in. He's accepting everything.
You're killing it though.
Yeah, this is impressive. I'm not going to lie to you. His mouth hasn't closed. You can tell he doesn't know what to do with it.
I don't want to do it in my mouth. Like, what I.
It's like, yeah, I was going to say, he's like Ricky Bobby with the where do I put my hands? That's kind of what he's doing right now. I'm like, I don't know how to live the rest of my life. Scale from 1 to 10.
8.
Really?
Where's the
Really?
heat at?
Okay.
It's going
Is the
down.
heat?
Is
the
it
heat-
instant?
Is the heat
Okay.
on the tongue? Is the heat on the back of the mouth,
It's
throat?
right here, back of the throat.
Usually the tongue is like it's hot. That's the first spot.
The tongue is usually worse. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like we're giving oral
Kyle's
sex
a
tips. on this.
dog.
Like, is it the back of the throat or the tongue is the best part? And then you stroke the shaft, and then
I'm the only one around here who's getting oral sex.
What did
What
Chipper?
you do? Yeah.
What did Chipper say down there, Tim? I can't see it. There we go. Oh, he's very impressed. Yeah, I think Chipper. I think you'll be okay, dude. You eat those fucking. You do like the wing challenges at places for fun. You're a weirdo. I couldn't imagine. You and Tim actually have a big competition. I think you guys are gearing up for, right? You guys have a hot wing challenge.
It's not really a competition. We're just gonna both eat them together.
It's just a.
So it's like a date.
Eat
It's
as
not
much
even a
as
Yeah,
challenge.
it's a date. It's a date.
You're having a little bro down
it's a-
time. I
it's a
like it.
food gluttony thing. Okay. I met Chipper last summer at a golfing with him.
Sorry to hear it.
Time. I know.
Hot
It was
wings
a- it
and
was
hot
a-
women. That's
he
what
was
we're
No,
doing.
Chipper's a great dude. I like Chipper a lot. I like busting his balls. He knows it's all love.
Did anybody start a clock by any chance? I'm just curious.
Oh, you're at like 2 minutes and 38
Has to be longer than
seconds.
2 minutes.
No, it's definitely longer than
2:38.
2 minutes.
2:38.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't even think about it because I assumed you were going to barely make it like 30 seconds before you were dying. So this is way better than I thought. I guess we can go back
Do you
and
even wanna?
we can check the
I will in a
timestamp
minute. I'm
after
just
the
letting it
show.
kind of do its own cool
You're
down.
about 6
Yeah.
minutes. You're about 6 minutes.
Not bad, dude.
6 minutes.
We're going for 10, boys.
I mean, at this point, I feel like you're getting better already. I was expecting you to not be able to talk for the whole episode. So this is quite the shocker.
It looked like it's cooling
You guys
down.
want to get me out of here if he's able to finish the show?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. You just have to eat a chip. That's it.
All right, we're going for the 10-minute mark. I think 10 minutes is pretty impressive. I get-
Okay, Chipper says you got 4 minutes to go. He's
I
been
get
keeping
I get a
track.
pat on the back here.
Yeah, man. I'm honestly, I'm impressed.
Dude, it hurts.
I heard it's worse.
R.I.P.
I
to
heard
your
it's worse
butthole tomorrow.
Yeah, like everything I've heard about the chip challenge is it's hot to begin with, but the worst pain comes like
Yeah, it's when
Like
it all
7
starts
hours
digesting
later.
and doing all that, you're gonna not feel
starts
good.
ripping up the
I saw the
stomach.
same thing. I saw people. I was reading Reddit comments from people, and they were saying they're like, we ate the chip, it wasn't terrible, and then I drove
4.5
home,
minutes, that's
and
what
they were like,
thought.
I had to
Don't hide
pull
that.
over, and I wanted to die on my drive home. Like people were saying things like that. So the initial eating, I assume, is terrible. Like it did not look fun, but the after effects definitely will not be a good time. But Dave, RIP your butthole tomorrow with the comment. Dave was actually mentioned before the show started a little bit because Dave is a member of the MGA. And as
he also knows
promised,
a lot about ripping buttholes.
yes, and he knows a lot about buttholes too. So Dave is a member of the MGA, and that's why Jared is here to talk about that. MGA is, of course, the Mediocre Golf Association. My wife and father-in-law were both members last year. I believe they're going to be in it again this year. I don't know.
Tara and
Mike,
Mike, yeah.
Chad,
Okay.
Chad, I need you to give me the 10-minute mark when I get to it. please.
what's up, Lex? I hope if you just tuned in, you guys missed Kyle eating the chip, but he is going on like 8 minutes right now after eating the one chip challenge. If you could prop the box up maybe on that phone stand to let everybody know that it officially went down. He ate the one chip challenge. It is done. That
Definitely
is
a champion.
There we go. Yeah, this is impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very surprised and very proud of your performance.
Dave Cleary is the money leader.
He
Well,
was. a
here
couple
we
years
go.
No
ago.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Oh, 2021. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
notice
he
that.
likes
Okay.
the-
Let's get into the show.
I
I'm just
gotcha.
gonna stand.
So he's like a Steeler fan. He lives 5 years away. Like, oh, remember
Yeah.
when we won a championship 10 years ago?
He's watching like the Roethlisberger draft on repeat.
The only championship that
it's not going to
will-
ruin my minute if I wipe my nose, right? Just
No,
okay.
you're fine. The only championship that it's infamous or it'll go on forever. It's a legacy in itself is the Cavaliers. That one will never end.
Never ever.
If Kyle can go 10 minutes, no problem here. All right. Chipper's got balls, man. I think Chipper will be okay if it wasn't like
Dude, it fucking hurts. Like,
no,
it
no,
really, it really hurts.
you don't look comfortable. I'll give you that.
You're not even in for the worst of it yet. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, all right, the initial burn of the chip is one thing, but it's what it does to your gut.
So unfortunately, Tim drew the short straw. Tim has to shadow Kyle tomorrow all day, follow him into the bathroom,
What is
and
that?
we're gonna have live updates with Kyle's
This
shits.
asshole's going to divorce.
Yeah,
Lex-
it's gonna be
Lex-
ugly.
Lex, I feel like my esophagus is divorcing my body right now. I can feel it right here. So
You can hear like the congestion, the nose is running. It's bad. I couldn't imagine.
I'm calling it 10
Your
minutes.
face looks way better than like 2 minutes ago, though.
You know
I
what?
looked
I
at
don't-
your face 2 minutes ago, and you got the sweat. You know, you get the sweat right under.
I
Your
don't
eyes
think-
look okay now.
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I don't
looks
think I need
good.
anything.
And now Kyle just has a free continental breakfast for tomorrow. If you guys can see his spread over there, he's got bread, yogurt, 2% milk. I think I see a hard-boiled egg. He's
That's
got
that's a Holiday Inn Express.
he has a
continental
classic breakfast over there. It's going to be great for him tomorrow. I look forward to that.
You know what?
I'll
Fuck
drink
it.
some milk. No, don't do it.
No.
He's closing it up. I thought he was going to make a yogurt sandwich, actually.
We're going 2 hours.
He's going full 2 with nothing.
Nothing. Witnesses all around.
You already passed the hard part until the hard part.
If you don't want that milk, I love cereal. I could take that off your hands.
I don't like drinking milk, so you can have it.
Nice.
Here, it's my donation.
Look
to
at
the
this.
needy.
I win the challenge, and this is my trophy. I got vitamin D milk. Oh, this is the good stuff, too. This is what they give babies.
That's the whiskey of the Nazis.
Yeah, it's
The word that I couldn't say, and I thought it was Nazi, so I just had to throw it in there.
no, it's all right.
All right.
All right, so we are ready to talk about the
The burps
MGA
are
then.
coming, baby.
I
Woohoo.
think is he second guessing?
No, I'm
Oh, yeah,
not
we're ready.
second guessing, but I tell you what, the second time up, you can feel it. Like you burp. It's oof. Whew. Anyways, let's go. Fuck this thing. Who's your
So-
dad?
I'm very proud of you.
This is the least amount of notes I took for the entire show.
Who
That's
is
fair.
your daddy? and
Actually,
what
I'm going
does
to
he
do a curveball really quick because I just looked at the time. Let's do our bet segment right now
Let's go.
because the Cavs
Ooh,
game's getting ready to start in 10 minutes.
Oh,
I have a couple Cavs bets. Did your game already start?
no, it's the golf this weekend. Can I?
Okay,
hold
yeah,
off? Can I
absolutely.
hold off?
Yeah, you're
Can I
fine.
hold off?
Yeah, you're absolutely
my
fine.
bet segment was about
Mine
25 minutes.
involves the Cavs game, so I was looking at the time here, and I want to get it in before the game starts in case anybody wants to double down. There we go. Oh man, that
need
felt
the
good.
chip.
This beer is kind of spicy. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck off.
All right, so my picks tonight, and one of them is a little wishful thinking. I do a lot of gambling, and I've been gambling a lot with Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum has been shitting the bed lately. Over his last 2 games, he's had 14 and 18 points. He got ejected the other night against the Knicks. Has not looked great. So, with that being said, the Celtics are in town tonight to play the Cavaliers. Cavaliers have a pretty decent defense. Jason Tatum, of course, is a superstar, kind of, most nights, apparently. I mean, you don't score 14 if you're a superstar. That's embarrassing, let's be honest. But he's a great player. His over-under tonight is 27.5. I say, bang the under, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for it. And again, a little bit of wishful thinking as a Cavs fan. I need him to score under 27 because that means better odds for the Cavs to win the game, and I want them to win. And then to double down on my Cavs fandom for this pick, I have Darius Garland plus 2.5 threes. And you know where I found this information right here where you can see where you're going to get the best odds? That was, of course, BetStamp. BETSTAMP. Download it today. Use code BALLS. And you're going to be able to do exactly what I'm showing you right here. You're going to look up any player, any game, any category of stat that you want. They have rebounds. They have assists. They'll tell you everything. 3-pointers made, points,
Cavs are in
whatever you want to
Boston.
do. Say again.
Cavs are in Boston.
Oh, it's in Boston? I
Yeah.
thought it was in Cleveland.
Boston.
Okay, shows what I know. Either way, fuck Jason Tatum and fuck the Celtics. Go Cavs. I still think Darius Garland will hit more than 2 threes. I do think Jason Tatum hopefully will score less than.
I will
27
say
points. Let's
the
go for it.
notorious over for threes bet has made Mr. Cleary in this chat a lot of money.
Yeah, he likes that.
Every
Don't
fucking
listen
week,
to
every
it.
fucking day, he's posting, "Hey, just put 200 on this, 300 on this," and he's built up a small fortune.
It's-
I think
Did you see his bet tonight?
his no
It was over
2.5.
no, it was over a half 3-pointer for Evan Mobley.
Oh,
I mean, Evan Mobley.
that's a good. I
Evan
mean,
Mobley
just
has to
one.
get
Just
one
need one.
Yeah,
I
which for him, he doesn't hit many, so he
I will
doesn't
say, I
shoot a
think
lot either. He might shoot 1 or 2 a game if that. So
whenever
that's a
whenever
ballsy
Dave
bet.
gets the ring for his soon to be hopefully fiance, it should come with a DraftKings logo assigned to it because I think it's going to be paid for by DraftKings.
Hey, that's fair. Hey, a sponsor's a sponsor.
I
Speaking
think
of
it's Reality
sponsors,
Kings though.
hopefully everybody at home is using BetStamp. Hopefully everybody has used code BALLS. Yeah, Kyle can do an update on our Facebook page tomorrow and everything. He'll let everybody know how he's doing. 200 on the over, 2.5 threes for Garland. That's fair. So what I did is I looked at DraftKings had really good odds for me. So when I did, because of BetStamp, I was able to look at it really quick. And as you can see there, DraftKings for Jason Tatum has the best odds. And I believe it's Barstool on the Darius Garland one, but not that far off is DraftKings. So I just added those together, did a little parlay. $10 wins you $32 or whatever you want to spend. It was plus 320 if you parlay those two together. So just to give you the explanation of how the monies work, I did it. I'm going for it. Let's see what happens. I have other parlays going that I use BetStamp for, of course. If you guys are doing any kind of bets, go to BetStamp. Why not make the most money? If you're going to do gambling like Dave does, apparently he's a degenerate gambler. He has a problem. He needs probably an intervention. But either way, hopefully, until that intervention comes and he changes his ways, hopefully he's using BetStamp to make sure he's making the most money. Because if he is going to try to add up a little cash to buy himself an engagement ring, then he needs to definitely be using BetStamp because every penny counts.
Dave, let me hold $1,000.
Bet Sam's
Just
sweet, though,
$1,000. That's
too.
not much.
I'm gonna say something about your sponsor because I have no affiliation.
Okay,
but
fair.
Bet Sam's sweet because you can actually see all your bets in like one app.
Jared's a big gambler as well. You gamble on like tennis and shit, right? Okay.
I was until last week.
little
No,
bad
I like
week.
gambling. My gambling, and you'll see my bet of the week or bet of the day. What is it? Bet of the
Better
week?
that. Why don't you go ahead and go right into your bet?
I don't want to.
Oh, you're gonna wait?
It's a golf bet.
It doesn't have
We'll
to be
wait
for
till
the
we talk
day
about
or for the
golf.
week.
But
It's
either
just,
way,
this is just called Predict Picks.
my favorite
or
betting,
Predict Heads. Sorry, I
Predict
forgot the name of our own
Heads, yeah.
segment.
small bets that win you a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I
doing-
like.
I like doing
Yeah.
a lot of small bets. I'm not gonna go for like anything that I have to pay 200 to win 100.
No, I do crazy ones like where I'll do, 10, 20 parlays of like a guy getting like 4 assists, 4 rebounds, like minimal
Yeah.
things, but they add up.
Minimal thing.
So I do easy things, and I'm not gonna lie,
Yep.
you lose a lot because there are times where a guy that
But you lose what? $2?
exactly it's
$4,
cheap, but
$8?
the payout's
Yeah.
gonna be great. And the
Yep.
way I do it too is, I mean, I've had some I could show you in another time. I will have like a 25 pick parlay and
Yeah.
I'll get 22 or 24 of them right. It'll be
Right.
like one stupid thing. Like yesterday, I lost one because Kyle Kuzma got 3 rebounds instead of 4. That was it.
Wore that fucking aluminum foil suit.
Yeah,
see that?
yeah, he looked like an idiot before the game. But either way,
Should've
4
canceled
rebounds
that
for
bet.
Kyle Kuzma should have been an easy thing. I think his average or over under for the night was like 6.5. So I took 4, thinking that's a cakewalk, just an extra little boost for the pick.
Yeah.
I think I hit 18 out of 19. He was the one that didn't hit. But it happens. But again, I'm not betting a ton. I bet $5, $10 here and there, and it adds up to hundreds of dollars. On Sunday, I did a $10 bet that won me $130 because it's fun.
I like doing the long parlays and like UFC. We were together the weekend when I
Yeah,
hit,
you hit one on guys we'd never heard of.
$10. I won $435.
That's what I tell my wife,
so.
because my wife's always like, "You have a gambling problem." I'm
That's
like, "I'm
true.
winning, so it ain't a problem for me."
So
Why
I
aren't
did.
we talking about the John Jones fight today?
That's this Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I haven't looked into much who he's fighting.
I had a guy at work talk to me. Yeah,
Is he?
So
Oh.
so it was supposed to be against Francis Ngannou, right?
But he's out of the UFC.
But he's out of the
right now.
UFC because which rightfully so, he's sticking to his guns. I respect that. He's going to become a boxer now because there's more money. They treat people
And
a little bit
he's
better.
He's kind of on the over the hill of his UFC career.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't
He's still
stay
great,
good
but
for long
he's-
in the UFC. It's a very short career. So now he's going to go to boxing because he wants to kind of look out for the other athletes and make sure everyone's getting treated well. So he's going to boxing, where of course they're known for taking care of the boxers and not taking advantage of anybody,
Ooh.
a la Mike Tyson.
That
Um,
burp.
But let's get
Yeah, I was
into
gonna say-
your guys' bets. What do you
so,
guys have?
So
What do
I
you have
had
on the
2
docket?
bets. I went on the Phoenix game tonight. I'm a big Chris Paul and assist fan, and I'll pull it up. I didn't get a chance. I sent my 1 over. I think this is the Ayton rebounds. I feel like he's a lock for rebounds. Anytime you take the over with him, he tends to get it. He's a beast on the boards.
He's a
I
beast.
respectfully disagree because I've taken Ayton a couple times with easy ones of like 6
Really?
and 8, and he hasn't.
Every
gotten
time I
it.
bet him, I've never
He's
lost on
good
him.
for it, but he's a lot of times for me, he's fucked up and like can't even get like 4 rebounds. Like I've had a couple of bad nights with him.
So I like their matchup tonight against Charlotte. I think
And Kevin Durant making his debut.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you like Chris Paul's assists, then should get plenty because
that was my other
shooters
bet.
on that
So I'll
team
lead in
now.
with that one. So I went for Chris Paul's assists. Right now, his assists right now are sitting at the 8.5.
And,
So-
and Ball's like done for the
He broke his ankle.
yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
remaining.
So that's
future
my one worry about that game, and that's another thing I've learned from gambling so much
blowouts.
is blowout games where you'll have a guy who you need. Like I had the
Yep.
other day, Julius Randle. I needed him to get 20 points. He had 18, and then got taken out of the game with like 10 minutes to go in the fourth because they were up by 30 or whatever. So
Right.
you do get screwed on blowouts. So you do have to kind of take that kind of stuff into consideration.
It
which I'm
sucks
learning.
because I feel like you have that conspiracy theory in your mind. You're right. It's like they know their lines in Vegas. There's no way a player doesn't know what their line is. For
Oh,
the
it
night.
immediately like the amount of bets I've missed by 1 or 2, like
Right.
1 rebound,
Right.
and 1 point, and I'm like, how
It's
the
like- I-
fuck?
There's definitely a Back to the Future,
No question
sports
about it.
almanac
It's so
out
crazy.
there because the way they set the lines and some of
Yeah.
these-
Like
it could literally be a team's ahead like 60 points.
Yeah.
And then it's like a minus 1.5 point bet. There's no
Yeah,
doubt.
it
There's
ma-
a
it's-
sports almanac out there.
I would love to
Yeah,
see like somebody
doubt.
showing the stats of like what a guy's numbers over under was for the night in whatever category and showing
Mhm.
like where they were that
Right.
night. And it's
Right.
always going to be so damn close.
Mhm.
It's so rare when a guy like Kyrie the other day, his rebounds are usually like set at 4.
Mhm.
He doesn't get many rebounds. The other day he got like 9.
Yeah.
Which is unheard of. Like if you took him at like 9 rebounds, that was probably like plus 10,000. Like it was
Yeah.
absurd, and he fucking did it.
It's just crazy though. I mean, because that's where you get screwed. I always get screwed like the 1 point, 1 assist. You need a half of assist to win your parlay, and you miss it by that much. But I took the over. So I took the over with Chris Paul for 8.5 assists. I think he's gonna have a big night.
I like that.
The best odds, DraftKings. I don't have it up there yet, but DraftKings gives you a minus 130 on it.
And the one cool thing about that, which, you know, we're not an affiliation of DraftKings, but
Yep.
the one nice thing DraftKings does is they do a no sweat same game parlay, which is fucking awesome. So with that, you're taking two guys from the Suns. Clearly, that's the same game. You could same game parlay that. If you lose, you're getting your money back up to $10, I believe is what they do. They give you a bonus bet.
Yep.
So
yeah, so I mean, it's a couple other sites out there like Caesars was minus 145. Bet365 was minus 140. Point Bet changed it to 9.5 and changed your odds down to minus 105. So if you wanted to kind of roll the dice a little bit,
so you got to get a little extra on the assist, but you're also getting.
But that's the
better
amazing part
payback.
of this app, though, is it gives you the options and kind of makes you think, do I want to roll the dice a little bit more? And then as you can see up here, I took Ayton with the I think it's 11.5 over rebounds. Is that what it says? I'm pulling it up right now. Just make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love BetStamp because the same thing you said. You go there, you look at your odds. You're going to make the bet anyway, so you must be pretty confident in that bet. If you're gonna put the money down regardless, whether it's $1 or whether it's $1,000,
Right.
whatever. If you're confident in a bet, why not try to just take advantage of it?
Right.
Like, I don't understand anybody that wouldn't be using BetStamp that gambles regularly.
So
always bet responsibly. We have to throw that in there.
That's true. Don't lose. Just don't lose. I mean,
Yeah,
it'll be
as long
fine.
as you keep winning, it's
Did
fine.
you give the disclaimer that we're not professional gamblers?
Yeah, this is not actual advice. We are just
Fucking
saying this for
Don't
fun.
don't put your savings account on what we're saying.
no, this is just for fun.
I've seen your book.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not a professional gambler.
Oh,
These
no.
are just recommendations.
You throw
These are just
bologna at a
ones
wall and
we
whatever
like.
sticks.
Neither is Dave Cleary. See on the comment section.
The one thing I love about this,
Adam,
though,
what's up, man? How you been?
this is the interesting part is every other site out there gives Ayton minus 102, minus 125, minus 104. Everything's 11.5. But Bet365 is giving them plus 110 on the minus on the 11.5 over. So
then yeah, I
make
mean,
more
obviously,
money. So I took
if you're gonna
What
make
do
the
they
bet,
know?
make money.
what does 365 know
They
that
know
no
that
one
they
else
know.
knows? Right.
They know that he's not getting them. They think it's going to be a blowout. He's
Right.
walking out of the game at 8
So
rebounds.
So that's the place you want to go. You make some more
that's
bang
exactly
for your
what
buck.
it's going to be.
Guys, check out BetStamp if you love it. I mean, they're like I said, we keep saying this every week. I keep looking for updates to the app. I know it's coming. They're going to get more sites on there to connect to.
Yeah, there's things we can't tell you guys that we've talked about in
Correct.
meetings with them. They have things behind the scenes that we're not going to promote.
Illuminati.
Yes,
too.
that's exactly it. They are coming to get all of you. No, I'm just kidding. BetStamp is phenomenal, though. Go to it. Use code BALLS, BALLS. No trickery there. Just type in the word balls. I swear to God, that is actually our code. I am so proud of
with
that.
a Z or an S?
S.
Just an S.
S,
No,
balls.
'Cause I always
We
type
didn't
it
think
with a
we'd get
Z.
the code.
Yeah.
We joked around and said, "Can we get balls for a code?" And he's like, "Absolutely."
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking when we had a meeting with them, and he's like, "Yeah, if you guys want your own code," and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, "What could our code be?" And I'm like, "I would really like balls. I think that would be fucking funny." But
Yes, you do.
I'm like, I doubt he's gonna let us do that. He's gonna do like, no, you got to do like tab or something like that. And he goes, "So yeah, if you guys want code balls," and my eyes lit up, and I was like, "Yes, tell me more." It was amazing. So
It's great.
we're so happy to be working with them.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, you guys again do the same thing. It's literally no hassle. You sign up. They don't want any information other than your name. You make a little profile, and then you fucking make your bet. And they just tell you where to go to make that bet. Eventually, hopefully, they're going to have more apps synced up to where you can go to them to check on your bets throughout the night, which is a fantastic tool. So they do have DraftKings right now, and they do have
Caesars.
Caesars. So use them if you're using those apps. Go there and check out your stats for the night instead of having to continuously log into apps.
It's legit easy.
Yeah,
As an outsider,
Yeah.
it's legit
it's
easy.
it's
awesome to
a
watch. I love
two-step
it.
process at most. You just
Yep.
download the app, you make a quick account. 3 steps technically because you got to type in the word balls. So
So
that's
I
on
will,
us.
I will give an update to the chip. So
Dude, you're fine. You're
I
like
have
totally
not I have
fine.
not eaten bread, yogurt, milk, anything, water even. I will say that I've had some occasional burps.
I mean, I have those
big-
without
big
even
Little
eating
a
chips,
little
so,
a
yeah.
little on the
Taco Bell.
spicy
I do that
side.
every day.
But also I'm starting to feel like I'm going through like menopause shift. I'm getting a little sweaty. My body temperature is rising a little bit. I'm getting a little sticky in certain places, but you know, it is what it is.
Are you gonna drink that other beer?
You want that beer?
He's not gonna
You
drink
want
it.
the third one?
He might need it.
That's
I'll
fair.
pull it off. Am I the bet or am I saving my bet?
It's up to you. You could tell honestly whenever you want. If you want to do it now, you're more than welcome. If you want to wait,
Well, why don't you talk MGA, then go right into your bet?
let's do that. So we have some unruly listeners today. They're
Oh, black.
losing their patience.
This whole chapter is unruly.
Which, I mean,
unruly,
That makes sense. I imagine most golf fans, they need to be asleep by 7:30. So it's probably past Jim's bedtime. So he's getting a little tired. I understand it. I don't know who Jim is. I just assume that he's an early to bed kind of guy.
I know Jim's our actual 2022 Cleveland MGA money line.
I saw that,
winner.
Dave.
So
He did. He won it last year.
I believe Dave said he's not the
he's
champ,
big dog.
he's a cheater.
He deserves to have a little shout out.
He
for
still
that.
got some milk cartons with his face on it in Vegas, though. But he won this year in Cleveland, at least. So that's all that matters.
didn't show up. Huh? He pulled a TJ Watt in the playoffs in Vegas, kind of.
You just can't cheat as
Oh, okay,
in Las Vegas.
that's fair.
So,
Oh, Dave again with the cheater.
Jared, tell us how you came to create MGA, what got you into it, and where it started and where we're at with size of the chapter right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did not create the MGA. I'll
Well, the chapter in Cleveland you did, didn't
dispel
you?
the rumors. But I moved to Cleveland about 10 years ago. Just started golfing. Was terrible at it, like most people who start golfing. Not a natural athlete. I don't know if you can tell. I'm wearing a white shirt. I think black's supposed to be fitting. White might be less fitting. But either way, I'm not a natural athlete. So, but I liked golfing, and I golfed with one of my buddies here in Cleveland. We both sucked. We went out and golfed a little big met. But it was just being him.
Right.
So after, 2 years of doing that, it's kind of like, all right, this is all right. So I went online, looked up golf leagues because I'm like, hey, I think I'm kind of at the level to join a golf league. I'm started at like a 130. Now I'm shooting 115 at tournament or 115 with my buddies.
On the front nine, so you got
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
What's up, Doug?
Well,
Thanks for tuning in.
absolutely. Found online that there was this mediocre golf association and there was no chapter in Cleveland. So I'm from Toledo originally. So I drove down to Toledo, went to one of their tournaments. Shout out to John Wallace, Toledo chapter leader. Went to one of their tournaments and it was a blast. I was so scared. I was driving there. I was like shaking. I'm like, dude, I don't know why I got in a golf tournament. I'm not good at golf. What
With
am I
all
do-
strangers too.
like all strangers. I'm like, what am I
That's
doing
the one thing
here?
best about golf is knowing who you're golfing with. So you can have a good time, right?
Yeah, it's
Not
usually
knowing,
known as like you go with your buddies. It's camaraderie.
And
It's
like,
fun.
does anybody watch like amateur golf? Like, does anybody watch like when you're a golfer? You kinda,
Justin
like,
does all the time. Him and
I
that
don't.
Corn Ferry, he gets into it.
like
Yeah,
when
I
you're a
love it.
golfer,
It's-
you kind of watch like pro golf, and that's it. So like
I'll take your word for it.
being a dude who didn't know what good or bad golf was, I was really nervous. Drove to Toledo, went to the tournament. I placed like 28th out of 40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, I'm fucking good
You're
at
legit-
golf,
you're
dude.
legit
I'm good at
mediocre.
golf. I was like top 30 out of 40. I think I'm good at golf. So that was a blast. I felt like very confident from that whole thing. And I realized Cleveland didn't have a chapter.
Mhm.
And Cleveland has a lot of awesome golf courses. So essentially came back from that tournament, talked to the MGA main president,
Right.
El Presidente,
El Presidente. Mr.
John
California.
Morley. Yeah. And I said, hey, I want to start this in Cleveland. He said, all right, here's how to do it. Started up. And first year, we started the Cleveland chapter in January 2020,
Okay. Oh, COVID year.
which was 2 months before COVID locked everything down. in the
Perfect
country.
timing.
How many people did you get signed up for the first year?
First year, we had 83 people.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean,
So I started it. I've never ran anything in my life.
Right.
Like I've always been the guy who like I'll
I've-
join something, I'll show up half the time, and that's my responsibility.
Right.
Like so this first thing I ever started, ran, COVID hit. I had all these courses booked in Cleveland and COVID hit, and I was basically fighting with them on the phone to like let us come play. Like, hey, like golf, we're outdoors. We'll split
well, at that time you're
carts.
going against the governor's like basically mandates,
Yeah,
right?
it
It was
was-
MGA versus Fauci and versus
yeah,
DeWine.
like it was definitely a tough road to get things every tournament play, but we did, and it was awesome. And I mean, one of the main reasons I started the whole chapter was because I golfed with like one or two of my buddies,
Mhm.
2 to 4 of my buddies, but golf is like such a camaraderie sport.
Yeah.
It's like you meet people, you golf with them. Like it almost takes like golf, like one round of golfing with a stranger, you feel like you're kind of friends with them, right?
I mean, alcohol helps that situation, but sure.
I
yeah.
mean, obviously.
yeah.
But
mean,
like,
that's the-
Did you two know each other before the golf league?
no.
No.
And then
I
here
met
you
him-
are-
I met him through the golf.
Here you are,
yeah.
2 feet away, watching him eat the hottest chip on earth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I was
that's what
I
golf
was
does. It gives you diarrhea.
I
in the future.
was I was yelled at for a year by Dave Cleary in the chat there to join the MGA, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about MGA? He's like, it's for mediocre golfers. And I'm like, I'm not a great golfer. But he goes, perfect.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Neither none of us
That's the
are. So
definition.
I joined 2022 was my first year, was last year.
Okay.
And
was it really?
It was
I
last
feel
year.
like I've known you my whole life.
I know that's on that kind of personality, man. But no, so I joined the first time last year, and we actually got Tara, your wife, to join too the same year, and your father-in-law is also in there, Mike.
Who is a very mediocre golfer.
He's a lumberjack, we call him. He likes to play in the trees a lot.
Yeah.
So I joined, and I made a lot of great friends, like golf friends. We go out, we hang out, do stuff, get drinks together, go golf together. And it was a good time because when you show up to these tournaments, you know most of the people. You know, it's a great time.
Oh, I was long-windedly getting to that point, but like I joined the league because I had like a couple friends at golf.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody. And ultimately I went to that tournament. It was really cool. I want to meet more people in this area who enjoy the same thing. Like anybody can golf. You can be a freaking hippie. You can be anything. Like, and golfing is kind of transcends whatever you come from. Like as long as you get on the course, you can golf Little Massac Woods for $13.
Right.
Like what better way to spend $13 over 5 hours than golfing a little bit? So I met all these guys. I mean, would I like right now? So I'll get into my notes here a little bit. So it's 2023.
He came with a full spreadsheet, by the way.
He came prepared.
He
It's
went
like,
all
if
in.
anyone knows me from the league, I over prepare.
He did so much more work for the show than I've ever put into it.
It's the reason why our chapter is what we are. Like,
Yeah.
how many people we have this year? Just not to get ahead.
So it's March 1st, 2023. We have 117 members in the Cleveland MGA.
And our first tournament, which is April 15th, has right now 89 people registered.
It's actually over
crazy.
90 right now.
It's crazy.
So
Bad. So how did you market to get it started? Because you said your first year, obviously COVID derailed some of your plans, but you got to 83 people. So how the hell did you reach 83 random mediocre golfers?
I hope it was
well, Justin, let me
Craigslist,
plug our
ads.
second sponsor here. Actually, the company I work for, Rosenberg Advertising.
Oh, okay.
I'm in advertising.
He had the inside
Okay.
track.
That
there.
makes a lot of sense.
I'm an account executive. I'm in advertising. So
This is why we
I-
brought.
like,
this is why we
I-
brought him on. This is a long game, Justin.
I have like experience with just how to do things, especially with what I do. Like all of our clients, they have a budget. Like
Sure.
how do we make your budget go as far as it can?
Absolutely.
So as someone who's running the league, I mean, I have no budget. Like I started the league, like I want to golf. I want to start this thing. I want to meet new people. I don't want to spend all of my personal money.
No question.
How do we make that go?
Oh, we got
So,
a question from Doug, a new listener to the show.
Dougie Fresh.
Any tournaments at Ridgewood, the Augusta of Parma?
I know Ridgewood. The guy I work with is actually a regular up there. I don't know, Doug.
Hide that shit.
Doug Pike, do you know a Doug Schmidt? Any of the Schmidt family? I work
Hey,
with
Doug, are you related to another Doug I know? That makes total sense.
You're not related by the first name. You're related by last names. They have different last names. Doug Schmidt is a regular up at Ridgewood. So
Ridgewood's the type of
Have we golfed Ridgewood?
no, but they give out gift cards to anybody who does like
Oral.
sports raffle that too.
Anal.
Sports raffles because no one wants to golf there.
I've never been there. I just
Is
know
that
about
like
it
a-
because the guys
is
in
that
my
like
work
It's
are
not
there.
bad. It's not good.
No,
Like,
but is
we-
it like what the tournament? What's the one that? What was the tournament we played last year? Where
The one was just all cow fields, basically.
yeah, but like the top scorer was I got like 5th place because 4 people got disqualified.
Yeah. Oh, it would be that easy. For me.
Yeah, find something.
Yeah, Cleary would probably shoot like a 75 or something. But yeah, no, that's crazy. So you marketed the shit out of it. Did you put any shiesty
Well, yeah.
Craigslist ads out? I'm just curious.
No,
Do you like golf? Show up at this
my-
location
my
at this time.
my biggest thing was I
Misconnection
wanted
on the 9th hole.
I wanted to create like some sort of like brand for it. Like I wanted it to seem like it was like actual like legit golf
Right.
like team, company, league or
Mhm.
whatever. So I did that and then I paid like $50 to run some Facebook ads and the shit blew up. Like we had 8 people and then the Facebook ads, we went from like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We ended up getting 83 people that first year.
It's like a
Jeez.
virus. Once
And
you
I
get
was
into a
like-
couple people, it just spreads and spreads.
Yeah,
and
well,
spreads.
that's great.
You know, Dave, I'll shout out to Dave Cleary again. Like, you know, Dave has probably Dave, Jory, you, Jose, you probably brought 15, 20 people from your bowling league.
Yeah.
Who like basically probably do the same thing. Like probably better at bowling than golf, obviously, because you suck at golf.
Pretty even at both.
But you know, it's a bar sport.
Yeah.
It's a everyman sport.
It's like you're getting older and you really aren't playing basketball
Yeah.
full court anymore or
Yeah, right.
baseball.
Nor
so-
should you.
Nor
Yeah.
should
Like,
you.
what am I
So
gonna
let's go
do?
hit a golf ball round. So are we're still taking people to join, right? Where that's open.
Well,
all
yeah.
year.
So I told pretty much all the courses.
Open enrollment.
It's open enrollment.
All right.
The
Where did they find it?
So yeah, you go to MGA Mediocre Golf Association Tour.com. Same site as the PGA Tour.com, but no big deal. MGA Tour.com. You essentially would look up the Cleveland chapter, and then you could pay for your membership there and join our chapter, or you can join whatever chapter you're closest to. So if there's people listening from,
How many chapters are there around is it
Oh, Jesus.
nationwide?
hold on, let me check my.
He's got it in his
freaking notes.
Oh, he's got statistics to back up here.
That was the bet segment. Let me go back to this. Hold on. I took a lot of notes.
That's fair. You're prepared.
Very well prepared. So the MGA started in 2006.
He just stole their Wikipedia page, basically, is what I'm getting out of this.
So there are over 90 chapters right now in the MGA across the United States. There's 2 chapters in Australia.
Jeez, okay.
There's a chapter in Yellowknife.
Oh, yeah.
Yellowknife, Canada, which is the capital of the Northwest Territory of Canada.
Beautiful there in August.
You've met Jory, right?
Yeah.
So Jory golfed with the Yellowknife team when we were in Vegas.
Yellowknife chapter of MGA are
he has a wife waiting for him. So I guess the niece or the sister,
marriage.
they basically set him up with the sister.
Oh, yeah.
Has not met her. I guess
Yes.
he communicates with them daily now via Facebook now all the time.
Interesting.
And how they golf, literally. So their golf courses are trash. So they have to head off of a mat.
Yeah.
And when they
Oh,
hit,
no shit.
they pick it up and they go to where their ball is, put the mat back down and hit again off the mat.
Well, congratulations to Jory. I didn't know he was engaged.
He's going to be on that
Well,
90
she
Day
doesn't know
Fiance
either.
show.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's fun. I'll watch
He's going to be
that
on that
on
90 Day
TLC.
Fiance show,
I love that channel,
following Jory.
90-yard fiance.
That's awesome, though. So
There's 90 chapters in the main MGA. There's Yellowknife, which is it's literally a 45-hour drive from Cleveland.
Oh, that's it?
It's a 15-hour flight from Cleveland.
It's dead north. Like it's
Okay.
like
It is-
Alberta, like it was
It's
north
Northern
province.
Lights,
Yeah.
6 months of darkness.
Okay, that's fair.
There's 2 chapters in Australia, Perth and somewhere else. I don't know.
Just Sydney. We'll just throw a name. Melbourne. I only know like 3 cities in Australia.
Yeah,
so.
Perth, Melbourne, 2 chapters in
We'll
Australia.
hit one of them.
Chapter in Hawaii, and then everything else is continental United States. But
Okay.
90
Still, though,
chapters.
the global, basically. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a start. That's huge.
There's some chapters that are only probably like 10 people.
Yeah.
And there's others
Which-
that are obviously.
There's a lot of smaller
start
chapters
somewhere, yeah.
But it's cool though. Like, I think the cool thing about the league is, so our chapter and the way that I am, like, I wanted a big chapter. I wanted to like basically cast the widest net
Sure.
and try to reel in all the people that we can. And like some of those people are gonna like fit in. Some of those people might realize it's not for them.
It kind of works itself out. Like people go
It
if
does,
they're
yeah.
comfortable, if they like it, they'll keep coming. If they're not, then they don't
It's a
come back. It
typical
is what it
sales-
is,
That's
but everyone's welcome.
That's like who I am as a person, like friendship wise. Like I cast a wide net. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be friends with everybody, but like I cast a wide net. We might not fit out, but
you're as cordial as possible as you
Yes.
can. Yeah.
So-
you're going to make it work. It's not going to be uncomfortable. If people want to continue to come golf, they're always welcome.
always
Yeah, that's awesome.
definitely. So
I've
this
heard
year-
nothing but good things. I've heard about, obviously, Kyle's been in it for now a year.
Yep.
My wife, father-in-law, they've been in it. So I've heard about MGA for a long
Why haven't
time
you been in it?
because I don't golf. That's next question.
We still have to get the JG versus Terra golf game.
That's
this
a
year.
punishment for me. How about we do that? I have
That's a
to
great
golf.
idea, actually.
That
I'm only doing
That's
9.
a great idea.
Put it on the board.
I'm only doing
please.
9. I'm way too tired to do 18. I don't have that in
We
me.
have to get clubs that fit you. You have to get like extra
That's the
long
biggest
clubs.
thing. And I have to get a cart. I'm not walking, so make sure it's a course that has carts.
Oh,
Nobody walks.
Nobody
Okay, I
walks.
don't know. I don't know what kind of weird shit you
kidding
guys
me?
do if
Nobody
you're trying
walks.
to be like professionals. Where
The
they have
cart
to walk.
is our closest thing to being able to drunk drive.
Yeah,
wherever
Okay,
we
Yeah.
want.
fair. All right.
That's our stability between holes.
Yeah.
That was like my second stipulation, so that's checked off. We're good to go.
So I went on a tangent because I do that. But so like quick thing.
I mean, did you
we'll-
see this Wikipedia notepad that you have here? I
we'll
have a
end our
note.
MGA segment.
My notepad here has like 10 sentences on it. It's just a quick brief of like, hey, we're going to talk about Bubba Ventrone. That's it. I don't have any notes. I just don't forget to talk about this guy. That's all I,
I
have
think
on
he
there.
literally has his Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
for
he's
Patron.
like, did you
I
know
mean,
Bubba
I
grew up
literally-
in Lexington,
he
Kentucky?
went
in
as far as-
1974?
I literally Googled who is Bubba Trombone. I'm like, I have no
he
idea.
actually pulled stats from Cleveland
He's-
versus Indy
He's one of the
special
best
team
jazz
stats.
musicians of all time, Bubba
Right.
Trombone.
just I just like to be prepared. So my last thing about the MGA, either way, started it. You meet a lot of good people.
Right.
Whether golf is your thing or you like golf but you don't know a lot of friends who do it. It's a really fun group. You meet a lot of good people. like I think I met some of the people who like I told my wife, I'm like, I knew like 8 people in Cleveland before this, and like I think if I had a funeral, I'd have like 200 people at my
12
funeral
people would show
because
up,
like
yes.
you know what I mean. Like you just meet people who give a
There's
crap
a lot of
about
people
you.
there to celebrate you dying, but I mean, hey,
We'd have the National Jared golf tournament in his honor.
it would just be everyone cheering, like, yeah, fucking put him in the ground, get it over,
Get
with.
him the hell out of here.
Put his spreadsheets on top of the fucking. Yeah, no, we're good.
But that's awesome. Yeah, we're happy to have you. I'm happy to spread the word about MGA. Kyle's been asking for a little while to get you on here, and we're glad we made it work. I wanted
Thank you.
to
Appreciate it.
He was trying to get you in during our remote at Lucy's the first time back in like October, but at that point the season had ended. So I was like, why don't we wait till it's closer to like kind of promote it in advance to get people to sign up? And I think this is perfect. You guys are starting up in about a month, so
We got to do some kind of partnership between MGA and Talking About Ball somehow. Whether it's we do like
Yeah, we
a
got-
broadcast from a.
We should do live,
a
like we should
tournament or-
live.
since
literally
I don't golf,
live
I would be
shows from
happy
the
to host a
course.
show while you guys golf around me.
That would
Set
be
me up at-
actually that would be
set me up at
amazing.
one of
Put
the
you at a
holes.
hole.
Can you
I,
can you come out and record us and then do conversation over?
My wife, I'd make her do that 100%. I would.
Yeah, but like almost like the way that the
I'd have to follow you hole for hole.
Barstool Sports. Can
I think what would be perfect though is we put you at a hole like a par 3 hole.
I've never
right?
really watched anything golf related, so you guys would have, I don't know what you're referring to. I if it sounds cool, I think I could do it. Like if you want me to follow you basically at each
like
hole, and,
follow
like,
and then comment?
Okay,
Be a
yeah, I could do that.
commentator. Be like that was.
I'd
a
be like Michael
terrible-
Jackson. I'd be with an umbrella because I don't want to be out standing in the sun. Who wants that shit?
Well,
I think
our-
it'd be it'd be funnier though if we put you at a par 3 and you did the show there, and then you kind of just busted the jokes at people as they hit their shots.
I hope everybody's
Right?
up for it.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah, I like
Because I
that.
mean, if
Oh
anybody
yeah,
has
Steve. Steve's got a golf outing coming up. If you can give me the date, Steve, I forgot off the top of my head. My buddy Steve, he does a golf outing every year that you guys are. You've been to the fundraiser. He used to have it at Teams.
that's where I won. That's where I won
Teams.
Ridge.
Yeah, I love
by
Teams.
the airport.
Yeah, I love that
my
place.
wife and
That's
I's
where I
favorite
won the
place to go.
Ridgewood
That's right. You
golf.
did.
Yeah, the whatever.
So Steve used to do August 19th. He's doing. I'm not sure the golf course. If you want to give your information, Steve, plug it. I'm happy to announce it
yeah,
here.
put it on there.
But so last year for the first time, Steve did a golf
Right,
tournament
shaking up now.
instead of the Teams fundraiser. He did a golf thing. So there was dinner, drinks, everything. Everyone got to golf. I believe there were still raffles and everything. It was a really good turnout from what I hear. I couldn't make it, but I heard it was awesome. So
Yeah,
definitely
let
check
us
that
let
out.
us know, and if we're not already in a tournament, we could jump in that. We probably bring a big following to
I'm
it.
waiting for the message from Dave, not Cleary, from Dave from Redline, who's going to be like, "Please clean up the studio after spilling beer." And I'm just kidding. He's doing fine. I just know
Garland
how-
hit 1-3, 2 to go.
I didn't expect
early,
to
I
get invited
like it.
back. So
No, you will be invited back. But my 2 cents plug for the MJs, guys. Even if you're not great at golf, trust me, it's worth going and
even
doing it.
girls too.
And girls too.
We've got
Tara's
12.
kicked my
We got
ass at
12
least
ladies in
twice
the league
in an
this year.
outing because Tara's
12. That's honestly that's impressive. That's
Yeah.
huge.
And my wife's not a part of that.
So
She will
Steve
be
said-
eventually.
August 19th, Mallard Creek, Saturday, 9 a.m. shotgun start. He's going to give me a flyer to post more about it. So I'm
God,
going to let you
Mallard.
guys know. Go. It's for a really
Dave's
good
having
cause.
a boner.
Steve had a really good friend that had cancer back in the day,
Oh,
passed
geez.
away. So this
Yeah.
is a yearly thing that Steve does.
That's
Great
awesome.
cause.
I love
He was-
that.
again, you were the one at Teams. He's been doing that for years. He does fundraisers. Now he turned it into a golf outing. Great turnout, great cause, great time. We'll plug that also. Do not eat
Is that
the
Dave?
shit.
Is that Dave who's plugging that?
Oh no, that's my friend Steve.
Oh, Steve, hit me up. Well, I'll definitely promote that with the MGA guys.
That'd be
we'd lo-
huge. Yeah, a
We'd
lot
love
of
to
golfers.
get. We'd love to get like a couple groups of people to come out.
I'll talk to Steve. I'll get some info.
Yeah,
for you.
we
We'll
could
pass it
probably
We're
along.
get
trying
a
to
huge-
golf wherever we can. So if we can help you
well,
out,
newsflash, Brett. I already ate the chip.
Yeah, the chip's
I,
done.
I did not have
Chip's
any
gone.
any followers to help out with
He's
it.
fine.
And he
Dude,
has
he's fine.
no bread, no water.
No
yogurt.
milk, yogurt,
He's
anything.
none
like
of
Jesus
Tim's
in the
semen.
desert.
I've
nothing.
had some good burps, but
I'll give Kyle credit, man. He took that thing like a champ. I would have honestly, that would have been the end of me. I would have probably quit the show
I've
forever.
got some hot flashes going on right now, though, for sure.
If
but
I had to eat that chip, I would just retire from talking about
if
balls.
you
I
see
would
me
never
like
come
moving
back.
around over here, it's because I got some like warmth coming from places.
I would
warmth
walk
shouldn't
in every
come
time
from.
and have PTSD, and I'd feel horrible. I think it would kill me. I
But
really
yeah,
would.
no, Steve. Back to that. No, I think MJ could fill that tournament up. Let us know. We'll show up in force.
Yeah, that'd be a great collaboration. I didn't even think about that.
Which
so
is
that's
also
awesome.
like an awesome thing about the league. I feel like
Yeah.
kind of like we have enough of a force of people who like golfing and just good people.
Yeah, it's just one message out
that-
there to the group of guys like, hey, anybody want to go do
Like,
something this
and
weekend?
honestly,
And
there's
have-
a lot of support for everything.
Yeah.
you have
even this
essentially
podcast.
90,
Like, you're, you have
100
me on.
people. So if you guys reach, a third of that, that's still a really good turnout. So that's awesome. It's all about strength in numbers, man. It's good to know. But yeah, so thanks for plugging MGA. We're happy to have you to talk about it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
One time only deal.
I haven't given my bet pick yet, though.
Oh yeah, by all means, go ahead.
So this is you sent me this bet, and I was like, I had to read it twice to understand what you bet. So,
That's usually how my bets work.
Tim, you got his bet that I sent you to put up?
I did.
Fucking Tim, get with it.
All
I'll
right,
make you eat
so
the other
I
chip.
have 2.5 pages of
Of
rationale
bets.
for my bet, but I will just say this.
Let's get the cliff notes.
It's a tip
We
of
have
the month.
I'm betting on golf because I'm here for golf.
That's fair.
Normally, I would bet, a half 3-pointer for Evan Mobley because that seems way easier. But we're doing the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Yep.
We're doing a bet that I've never heard of until this week.
I had to read it twice
Yeah,
ago.
I know. I've never heard of this bet.
They're offering this bet. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I've never heard of this bet. It's called a winner without. It means whoever is the closest to winning without these people, and it's John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, and Scotty Scheffler,
So
which
the
makes
three
total
favorites.
sense.
The three
The
favorites.
three favorites,
right?
which I would, when I'm betting golf, I don't want to bet on a guy.
Wait, so explain it again. What's the bet?
So the bet is called a winner without.
Okay.
So it's basically the person who is the next closest to winning
Mhm.
without these golfers.
Okay.
And the golfers are John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, and Scotty Scheffler.
So as long as he finishes in front of those three,
As long as he finishes in front of those three, he's considered the winner.
interesting. And
But
those are the three favorites right now going
Those
into the
are,
weekend.
and you
And
know
you're
what?
a big
Like,
Matt Fitzpatrick fan? I've honestly never heard of him, if
I'm
I'm
not
being
a,
honest.
I'm not a big. I wouldn't call myself
You
a
just
big
like the
Matt
odds kind of
Fitzpatrick
deal?
fan.
Or
But
like, do you have
I-
like a hunch? Like, what's your
well,
rationale?
I like Fitzpatrick because he's finished in the top 10.
Okay. So
and-
there's some data behind
There's
this.
some data behind this.
Okay.
He's finished in the top 10 of the last 4 times he's played this course,
Okay.
which I like. He was second place in 2019.
Okay. Shit. I mean,
So he's not like
play with history.
these 3 guys who basically winner without. John Rahm he's won like 3 out of like 6 of the tournaments.
yeah,
that
he's
start
been
the
on a
year.
roll. Yeah,
He's like unbelievable.
Scotty Scheffler, another one who wins.
He's a
lot
top
of
dog.
the
Yeah.
time.
I've heard of McIlroy, but
like-
honestly, personally, I've never heard of the other two. I'm being honest.
He was plus 6.5. So you basically have to bet $650 to win $100.
Yeah.
And like
Okay.
when I'm betting golf, there's 120 guys in the field. I'm not betting $650 to win $100 on a guy. when
No,
he's
no, that's-
facing off against
I don't blame you.
120
That's-
people.
That's
So-
ridiculous.
So my bet is winner without John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler. So those guys are taken out of the equation, and it's Matt Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick was finished top 10 in the last 4 seasons of the tournament. He won last year's U.S. Open.
okay.
If anyone remembers, the weather was shit for that tournament.
Slips my mind.
It was basically it was not good conditions, and he came back and won. And it supposedly from the weather today, the weather in Orlando, it's supposed to be sustained winds of around 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 40.
So it's right up his alley then, basically.
But it's not the whole weekend. It's only Thursday and Friday. So if you also, I would like to say, if it's a bet of the week, if you can find a guy who's golfing early Thursday, so basically starting in the morning Thursday to the afternoon, and then he'll start early Friday. Those guys, first round leader, I would bet those as well because the weather's not going to be a factor, and the weather is going to possibly be a factor after
for the
those
afternoon,
guys.
keep people.
Yeah,
teeing off.
so 40-mile-an-hour gusts, 20-mile-an-hour sustained winds. That's a
I
tough
like those
course,
wind days. It helps my slice, especially if I'm playing into it.
right?
I will say,
that's mediocre. That's the mediocre. Like
I don't want to say that I'm inching towards actually playing golf. However, Tara and I have been playing PGA on the PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
and we're enjoying it.
the new one.
No, so I have.
2K23.
I honestly don't even know which one it is.
Yeah.
It was one of the free games.
Well, the new
for
PG,
PlayStation
the
Plus.
new PGA Masters one comes out
It does.
in 2 weeks.
I mean,
That's EA
honestly, we
Sports.
might get it because we've been playing the shit out of it, where we just go back and forth. Like she plays a hole, then I play a hole, and we talk mad shit to each other.
You
Even
play a
though
hole?
we're
Yeah,
playing
you
as the
dog.
same person, we talk shit of like if she gets like a par and I get a fucking birdie, I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this par? Like we go back and forth, like we give each other shit.
Got big game showing up on the text.
Big
right
games here.
Big games
Big
here,
games
baby.
here.
Big game. Brett Williams.
So your bet's at plus 2,000, 25 to win,
so
5.
my bet's plus 2,000. So
525.
essentially, Matt Fitzpatrick has to get 4th place
Okay,
or
that's
second
fair.
place.
He just
doesn't-
has to finish in front of them, right?
He doesn't have to beat Rahm, McIlroy, or Scheffler.
Perfect. That's not a
I mean,
bad
so
bet.
that's
It's-
my
And
bet.
honestly, $25, it's not that much to,
No.
with that kind of
I have a
payout.
lot
That's-
of other
that's worth
notes
the
here of
risk.
why I like Fitzpatrick, but I don't want to bore it. I don't want to bore.
Does
the
he have a nice
audience.
ass? Is that why too?
Yeah, he looks really good in those goofy pants.
Those
that
tight,
golfers
those
wear.
tight, those tight, colorful pants.
Doug, I might have to be in touch to learn your secrets of
You want to get my?
how to do a live feed from a golf tournament if I
My
end up
stats?
doing one.
I give my
I've never
stats
done it
for why,
before.
why I chose them.
I've only been on a golf course like twice in my life, so I don't know much about doing that kind of shit.
I was in the golf tournament in middle school.
I have a lot of stats.
You actually
for why I
golfed?
bet it.
I
Yeah.
like it.
No shit. How were you?
I was terrible.
Okay, that's
You,
fair.
you said
Look
you
at
golfed
this.
him.
Yeah.
My wife actually
can
I have course over.
was a golfer in high school, and she was like pretty good from what she tells me. I didn't know her in high school, so
She's a
can't
pretty good
vouch.
golfer. I mean,
Yeah.
Who, your
it's-
wife?
It's the best.
She's a good golfer.
I-
and
yeah,
I
that's
will
why
say-
I won't golf.
I
I've
will
asked her
say
why you won't
with-
come out and play.
with
She's why.
her golfing with your father and with Mike, it's fucking hilarious because
Yeah,
she'll make a
Mike's
bad
so
shot and
fun,
he
dude.
will not let her live it down.
And then he like
He'll do a bad
she
shot and
has
she'll
to hit
talk
off
shit.
the women's tees for the league rules.
Yeah.
And he talks shit because when they golf together, if it's just for fun,
Yep.
she doesn't golf off the women's tee. She
Right.
plays
No.
fair, but she has to for the rules, and he like gives her shit. It's so funny.
She doesn't have to.
Oh, she doesn't.
I thought we were told last year she had to. She can
Like,
help the men's.
If you're a lady in the league and you want to hit off the men's, all
Oh shit!
Oh, she's,
Tara.
she's
The
only
at
reason
work
you-
right now,
the
but
only
I'm
reason
going to
you-
let her hear about
the
that.
only reason you
later.
have to hit off the women's is because you get an advantage.
Right, but I thought it was every woman had to have the same
No, you don't have to
advantage.
do. No,
Okay.
fuck that.
Oh, she was
No.
under the impression that like the women had to.
Yeah.
She prefers to hit off the men's with everybody else,
Shit's about
Is
to
she gonna
change
be
this
better
year.
off the men's or?
and that's what she's usually.
It's more
golfs
so
off of,
shit
honestly.
talking to her dad probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
fine.
Because now
He'll
she
probably-
can hit a longer
he'll
drive. and,
probably
like,
hit-
talk
If she
shit.
was playing off the women's and she won every single tournament, I'd be like, hey, time to hit off the men's.
Yeah.
You can't win all our tournaments. You're
if
too
they're
good.
hitting off the same
You're too
team,
good for the limit.
and he's in the woods chopping trees, then yeah, she's
Yeah,
definitely
so
going to run her
it's
mouth.
just-
Rightfully
It's just
so.
for the shit talking reasons because I love golfing with those guys because whoever I have as my partner, we just sit back and laugh our ass off because the amount of shit talking is just worth the price of admission right there. But
All right,
perfect.
everybody, we have talked enough golf for my lifetime.
All
and
right.
it
Thank you though.
Oh no,
No,
of course.
it's-
Honestly, I'm just kidding.
just
I bust
busted
balls,
balls.
but-
Thank you.
no,
Hey,
you're welcome.
thank you for coming on.
it. I
No,
appreciate
yeah,
you letting
absolutely.
me come on here and bore you.
I hope you get some extra people to join. I hope some listeners.
I hope
hear
I
this and-
don't. We have
and-
enough.
And then you have
Our
too much-
trap is too big.
you
I
have too
can't
much on
handle
your
all
plate.
these. I can't handle all these assholes.
We're gonna work on the MGA balls connection at some point this year. We'll make something work though.
Yeah,
Well, we will.
I'll happily do a live broadcast. And then, Steve wants to join the MGA. So go to MGAtour.com.
Yeah.
Right? MGA Tour.
Look for the
TOUR.
Cleveland chapter.
Look for the Cleveland chapter. Or
And join.
worst case, Steve, I can just give you some info for Jared or Kyle. That would be no problem. So we'll get you all that information, Steve. Just let me know what you need. But with that being said, we made it about an hour. Kyle's still doing well.
Dude, he's fine.
He's
I'm
honestly,
totally
he's
fine.
good.
I'm good.
He's
like
good.
this wasn't even a challenge.
I don't want to hear anybody else
It's
that's running their
belly button-
mouth
it's
about
belly
this shit
button piercing
challenge.
time.
so-
Like, I was-
Tongue still
This
blue.
doesn't count.
Is this up?
No,
He
you're
probably
actually
bought
fine.
a fake one off the internet.
I've been.
That's
I've
kind of
been.
what I'm thinking. I didn't vouch for where he bought that.
It's real. You know, saw me take it out of the package and everything.
I
so.
bet people make those on the internet.
Yeah, that's a bootleg from Etsy if I've ever seen one.
It's legit right from their
for sure.
website.
Etsy chip.
Somebody made that for sure. That was 3D printed.
Oh,
That's
you're right.
bullshit.
They spelled extreme wrong at the
Yeah,
top.
that was. I knew that wasn't real hot sauce or heat on that. That was just paprika. It's not that
So
bad.
the best. So I bought it from their website, and it comes with a small bottle of like Tabasco hot sauce. I'm like,
just in case you want a little
yeah,
extra.
right. That's why I'm like, who the fuck wants that? Like, who wants the extra? Just in case you want some extra
If you're
spice.
playing in a scramble, a girl
love
that
Tabasco,
can
though.
hit
Oh,
hit
yeah.
it well is a huge advantage if she wants to play for the Reds.
Fun fact: we have used Terra to win tournaments because of that. This is actually, I think, an outing, not tournaments, but an outing. A year
like
and a
a
half
scramble?
ago, Chipper was in the same group as I.
Fuck yeah.
So we used Tara to hit off the girls'
Yeah,
tee.
why
She
not?
put it like 120, 140, 50 down the middle. And that put us literally every time, at least in a par four, about 50, 60 yards off the green.
No shit,
So,
nothing wrong with that.
I've seen Terra golf once. I've seen Chipper golf once. I would draft Terra.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Chipper,
No offense, Chip.
Chipper's old as fuck. He can hardly walk these days. That's no brainer.
I mean,
I've never seen Chipper golf, but I would not take him.
have you
number
seen
one.
Chipper Jones lately?
I've seen Chipper Nenadal in person, and that's all I need to know about anything related to athleticism
Chip's,
in
a
the slightest
Chip's a
bit.
pretty good golfer.
Is he?
He's a
I've,
pretty
I've
good-
never seen him.
Chipper Jones?
Chip.
Our Chipper.
Yeah, but
Never
he
done.
loves Chipper Jones.
That's where he
That's
stole the
true.
name from.
I feel like he gets his power from
he
Chipper Jones's power.
self-appointed himself Chipper.
He sniffs the jersey before he golfs and he
Every-
honks up.
He's like Michael Jordan. He wears a Chipper Jones jersey under his shirt everywhere he goes out.
God, I love it. I love it. I wanna
Tim's
see
in the
it.
picture. I think what that means is what we could do right here is we're going to plug some of Redline radio shows.
Yes.
Can I take a break?
Yeah,
Go
by
to
all
the
means.
bathroom?
Yeah,
Yeah, go.
absolutely. We're
I don't
going to
wanna
plug
watch
some
them.
shows. You've got like a
My
good few minutes.
sponsors don't like me to be in the camera frame when you're plugging other sponsors.
Well, that's fine. If you happen
and I got to
to
smoke a vape, which I'm not allowed to do on air.
if you happen to clog the toilet or have any issues in there, we're going to call Smith
Smith's-
Strain Service LLC. Is it LLC? Or did I say that wrong?
I don't have it on this one. This new one I got here today, I don't have it. There's
Oh, maybe they're
Smith's
no
Trainer.
longer with us. Did
Is
I
Smith's no longer with us,
did I
Tim?
speak out of school on that one? I don't have them on here.
To
Oh,
my
no, here they are.
knowledge, They still are.
Yeah, Smith Strain Service LLC. I was right. I fucking nailed that because I'm good at this shit.
I don't have it on mine.
Smith Strain Service is your local drain cleaning experts. They specialize in
Second
main
page.
sewer lines, bathtubs, laundry lines, septic lines, kitchen sink lines, floor drains, downspouts, and so much more.
No.
Family owned and operated. You can call Smith Strain Service today at 440-242-8704. But we already did ads early in the show.
Ad read.
We are going to do the Redline Radio rundown because that's what we do here at the show. Obviously, talking about balls, the cream of the crop. Wednesday nights, 7 to 9. Can't miss shit. Today we had the One Chip Challenge. What other shows doing the One Chip Challenge? Oh, that's right. The Steel City Running Lates are going to be copying our swag
That
in a
guy
couple
Dub
of
did it
weeks.
too.
What's that?
That guy Dub did it.
Oh, did he
How
really?
did Dub do?
I didn't know that. When did he
Well,
do it?
So Dub, he actually didn't do it. It was his daughter.
No shit. On a
and-
show?
Yeah. And
When did that happen?
This was his first episode. I think this was, matter of fact, Thanksgiving Day.
Damn. I didn't know that. I had no idea. So shit,
How'd she do?
we're not even the first to do it at
she
Redline.
died.
I thought we were.
She died.
Oh, I think literally she died. I'm like,
No,
okay.
she died.
Yeah. That's Tim's serious.
She died.
Moment of silence for the One Chip.
Okay, I can't. Are you fucking with us right now?
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Okay. I was like,
loved how
I want to make
serious he
jokes
got.
for a second, but I was like, fuck, dude, don't announce
I'm like, I don't
that.
remember reading that in the news. But speaking of Dub, you could check Dub out on Thursdays. He's going to be the first show airing tomorrow during the day. He is on from 3 to 4, that guy Dub. And then next you have Club Pizzle, 8:30 to 9. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the numbers all, or the times all fucked up.
God
I blame
damn it.
Lee. Because look at how Lee has that fucking board. What kind of order is that? You've got Lex Vegas from 7 to 8, Club Pizzle 8:30 to 9:30, and then Dub from 3 to 4 p.m.
It's called
Who puts
laziness.
it in that
It's
kind of
called
order?
laziness.
Lee?
Club-
Come on.
Pizzle was in a car accident, unfortunately. So
I
he
saw
would
that,
not
yeah.
go. He would not be going on this week.
Okay, that's
Ah.
fair. Yeah. Thoughts and everything to him. He got T-boned on Saturday night. I saw that picture he posted. He was in the hospital and
T-bone?
everything.
Hmm.
Unfortunate, but he's okay.
Yep.
That's all you can ask for. I mean, mine was nothing compared to what he got into, but I got an offender bender a few weeks ago. Somebody rear-ended me. I literally today after work, I had to go drop off my fucking rental car, pick up my car back from the shop. It's a whole thing. I can only imagine what he's going through because his car got fucked up. But I'm sure are you guys going to be playing like a best of episode kind of deal tomorrow? There will be something on, right?
I'll ask him. He hadn't talked about it. He just said he was going to take the week off.
Okay, that's fair. Well, we welcome him back. Hopefully he's good and recovering well, but he can normally be found 8:30 to 9:30 on Thursday nights. Thursdays, of course, at Redline Radio Studio 1. It's for the culture. You guys already know that, though. Studio 2 coming back eventually. Broad Street South and Money's Crazy soundtrack available exclusively at redlineradiolllc.com. Fridays, you've got our boy, The Grapevine. You could check him out at Redline Radio Studio 1 from 6 to 8. Check out Grape. Tell him Talking About Balls sent you.
He's doing a Lucy's remote this week.
Is he really?
Yes.
Grape is?
I
What,
didn't know
Friday?
that. On Friday night. Oh, yeah, he's got his show. That's right. He's got that comedy show.
Yeah, the
Yeah, so-
comedy thing.
He's
That's
doing,
right.
He's doing an hour at Lucy's, and then we're doing the comedy show that night.
The comedy
that's
show's at
awesome.
Lucy's?
No, it's at another venue,
Okay.
which I'll talk about. So
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. We'll learn more later. But yeah, check that out. Grape on Friday night at Lucy's. I had no idea they haven't been promoting that, or maybe I didn't see it. I don't know. But that's good to know. I got to check my calendar now and see what I can move around because I got to get there for him. And then, of course, you've got Money's Crazy Mind. Money Lee, he's been in the hospital as well. We've got a lot of bad shit going on here at Redline Radio. So hopefully everybody recovers. But he hopefully will be back with his show. He's going to be gearing up for his big 100th episode. I think he's going to have some special stuff planned for that when that eventually rolls around. On Saturday nights, you've got 4th and 15 from 2 to 4. Or again, the order is fucked up. I read top to bottom, so that fucked me up. You have Unscripted from 10 a.m. to 12 with sometimes Dave. Now that he lives on the West Coast, I don't know really when he's going to be getting in and out.
I didn't
of that.
see him go on last week.
Yeah, They didn't have a show on Saturday.
I was looking forward to the chipper fill in over there.
He actually asked me to be a guest host for
Me
that, but I
too,
couldn't do
yeah.
it. And then, but normally when they're on, it's from 10 to noon in the morning. You're eating your breakfast, drinking your coffee, eating your Cheerios. You can tune in and check out Adam and Dave. Sometimes Chipper even he fills in. 4th and 15 from 2 to 4 with Mel and Ronnie. Great show. I love checking them out. I'm happy that they're back. It's really good to see their show again. Comedy and Cocktails with Jen from 8:30 to 9:30, and TMI, Too Much Information, from 10 to midnight rounds out Saturday night. On Sundays, you've got Medium Ratchet from 6 to 7, Loud and Local from 7 to 8, and Steel City Running Lates whenever they decide to come back. They're sometimes on in the morning at 10-ish because Lee is in charge of that. So, whenever. Tuesdays, obviously, you've got our boy, the man in the middle. He's not there right now, but he needs to pop himself back up on the screen if he would.
Some
And that
deep
is, of
topics
course,
yesterday, Tim. Deep topics.
Timbuktu.
Tuesday.
Timbuk Tuesday, talking about deep topics.
And
He had some deep issues yesterday he's talking about.
And we have breaking news for Timbuk Tuesday that hasn't been officially
we
announced yet with
do.
Redline Radio. This is great stuff. Tim and I discussed this yesterday. Kyle cannot make the Piston Powered show on
So I'm
April
in.
1st.
I'm
So
Yeah.
you'll be at Kyle's too, probably at that point.
Yeah.
So I will be doing a solo show
off
from
that
1
day.
to 2.
I love this.
And then instead of going from 1 to 3 like we originally were going to do, we're going to give that extra hour, or I am, because I'm only going to do an hour.
Way
I
to
think that's
donate
fair.
your time, sir.
So I'm going to be on from 1 to 2, and Tim is going to be doing a special Saturday edition of Timbuk Tuesday. I don't know, Timbuk Saturday, whatever you want to call it. From 2
Hopefully
to 3.
you will join me.
Oh, I'll be there for sure. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be there with you, Tim, from 2 to 3. His friends yesterday, everybody said, if you get a show at the Piston Power Show, they will be there. I heard you tell them you're holding them to that. You've got it on record. You have a witness. I am holding them to it as well.
That's right.
So from 2 to 3 on April 1st, the Piston Powered Show at the IX Center, we will be live doing a show. If you can't make it, definitely tune in. But if you can, if you have nothing going on, show up to the IX Center, walk around, look at some cars, listen to us as I do the show. I'll gladly roast people in the audience. My understanding is we will have speakers going outward. So I will have to be on my best behavior. It's going to be
Perfect.
very hard for me. I'm not going to lie to
I'll
you.
tune in. I just got too much going on that day to get prepared for. So I won't be
Yeah,
able to make it
Kyle's
there.
Kyle's got a St. Patrick's Day party
Yeah.
going on that day, so he's going to be a little tied up.
Playing the host.
So understood. He's going to be the hostess with the mostest.
Hostess with the
And then also
mostest.
on Tuesdays, you've got Live and Local with Gary Wenner from 6 to 10 in Broad Street South from 8 to 9. And don't miss on Wednesdays, leading in to Talking About Balls. You've got Cleveland's finest from 4 to 6 every week. The internet issues here at Studio 2 are fixed. Cleveland's finest, they make a great show. Their setup looks awesome. There's so much going on with it. It's very appealing to the eyes. It's awesome to see. So check them out. Tell them again. Any show you check out, tell them Talking About Balls.
Jared and Tim over here
Always.
flirting with each other.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, well,
Tim's a cutie pie.
Valentine's Day's over, but love is
Oh.
still in the air.
Valentine's Day is never over, baby.
That's true. It's year round. All right, but let's get into
2 weeks
some
worth of sports and the most
actual
boring,
sports.
Oh.
boring
Get my
part,
note.
part sports talk.
Can I pull my notes up?
topics?
Yeah, by all means. So we are going to start off with some major news for the Browns. They fired Mike Prefer, a guy that we thought would have gotten fired immediately as the season ended. They held
Nuke
on
the
to him a little bit
gays.
longer.
He wanted to nuke the gays.
Yeah, when he was with Minnesota, he definitely had some questionable quotes that the media didn't really bring up a lot about him. It's kind of ironic how
It's
that
okay.
happens.
It got buried pretty well.
winning
here.
cures
Yeah.
all, but he didn't win. So
Exactly, and he still survived so many different regimes, and I don't understand that. But
I'm curious though, when the season was over, do you think they went to him and said, just
Hey.
don't unpack your bag, but just have it ready to go just in case? 'Cause
No, I
the,
think-
the firing came at a weird time, but I think it's because they saw Bubba get let go in Indy, and that made them kind of pull the plug, I guess you could say.
to me, that's kind of what I think is like they were content with Prefer coming back for whatever fucking reason. I don't
Hold on,
understand.
lost
why.
our
Hold on, guys.
We're gonna reboot.
Was that a Pornhub intro?
yeah, it was.
I know it when I
Yeah,
hear it.
baby.
Yes, it was.
Is that what Tim does when we're doing our show?
I hope
I don't want
so.
to talk about it.
So are we off air right now?
Good,
Uh-oh.
dude. I feel like you crushed the chip. I feel like the chip wasn't even
Dude, I'm
entertaining.
sweaty right now though. Like,
Oh, I
it's-
can only imagine.
You
it's-
crushed the chip, and it wasn't even entertaining.
I feel bad for not being more entertaining.
I was expecting
You should.
like sweating, vomiting, crying, like yelling,
hard-
noises, like
hard-
hitting
a
the
hard
table.
road
Like,
to
fuck,
hoe.
what the fuck?
Do you know
We
how
are
many
back.
like one chip challenge videos I watched leading up to today? Just
They
seeing
need
your
to be- I
reaction.
I didn't even think about that.
It was.
We are back. We had a little bit of an issue there, technical
Thanks, Lee.
difficulties. Go figure, Lee and Dave. I told them Sabotage is not just a song by the Beastie Boys. And I think that joke went over Dave's head when I told it to him on his other show because he didn't really get it. But I know what it meant, and that's all that matters. But yeah, Kyle did kill the chip. If you guys are just joining us here at the hour mark, give or take, Kyle ate the chip right away to start the show off. He
Gone.
fucking killed it. He ate that shit like Thanksgiving dinner, like it was nothing. He unbuckled his pants. He sat back down. And he said,
He
"Give
said
me
no
more."
milk. He
It's-
said no milk, no
You
chips.
know what would've been really
no-
fucking
no bread.
Really badass if you brought both of them and you were like, "Fuck it, give me the second."
Dude, like a
one," and
taser
you
night?
ate them all.
Like with the taser,
Where
like no,
you
give
were
me
like, "Give me
another one.
another."
I was so amped, like
That
tase
would have
me
been great,
again.
but we got to see how you're going to handle tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's going to be the
it's
biggest
going to be
thing.
interesting. I'm already sweating. I feel like the first Constitution tonight or tomorrow is going to be a little spicy.
Tara
Is
just
that-
joined.
is that
She was a
a
little
code
late
word
getting
for
to the
poop?
show.
Yes.
So Tara, we already talked about. We did the one chip challenge. We already talked about MGA. We talked about you. Apparently, you're
Yeah.
a fucking cheater because you can golf from the men's tees.
We just found out, Tara.
Yeah, you can golf
it's a
from any of
reverse
the
cheater.
tees.
It means you can make your round harder if you want.
Yeah, technically that's exactly what it would be, but you are not
reverse cheating.
stuck at the women's tees, and that's what you were under the impression. So,
So
or at
this
least
year,
you told me that.
this
I've
year,
never been there,
Tara,
so I
you
just
are
assume you're
going from the
lying.
men's
I think
tees.
Justin needs to golf in the league, though.
I'm good with using my PlayStation 5. That's fine.
I love PlayStation 5 as well.
I'll do PGA. I don't know.
We gotta
what's
get Justin in the league.
sad. What's sad? That you golf from the wrong ones? You can't spell. Are you
Sad.
drunk?
No,
Weren't
She's
you at
just
work?
hanging out.
Weren't
She's
you
just
at work
hanging
all
out.
night? You cut hair for a living. You shouldn't be drunk and doing that.
Jesus
Um,
fucking.
But anyway, so the Browns did hire Raven Trone, and to Kyle's point,
I told you because I was told you had to, Tara. Don't blame it on me. I will come. I'll smack you upside your head,
I mean, fair's fair, cheater.
cheater.
Although I'll give her credit, I did teach her the Belichick way. If fake it till you make it, cheat until they catch you. So,
Deflate golf balls.
Hey, whatever you got to do to win.
So, are you excited about this signing? This hire?
Yeah, I am. Because obviously, as the season ended, we talked about the coordinators that needed to go, and obviously Joe Woods and Mike
Thank
Prefer,
God.
we thought were two guys get the fuck out, like no brainer.
Underachieving.
When Mike Prefer stayed, our special teams has been bad for years. And again, last year I give a little bit of an understanding because we did specifically sign Jakeem Grant to be our return man, who is an elite return artist.
I
In
saw
the
that they
NFL.
restructured his deal.
Yeah.
240.
Which they had to, because he's coming back and his deal basically right now makes him extremely cuttable, because if his Achilles, because that's what he tore last year, that's a hard thing to come back from. You lose your step, that you're not going to have that acceleration
Right.
anymore. So expecting him to come back 100% is just not going to happen. So the Browns are pretty much like, here's a pay cut. If you can come back and be fine, we'll keep you. We'll figure it all out. But if this doesn't work out, you're gone. And that makes sense. That's fair. So he was specifically brought into Cleveland to be our return man. He's an elite punt return, kick return, and that's been something we were lacking. And then on the flip side, you had a rookie kicker, and then you had a brand new punter in Cody Bjorkes. So you had
He's amazing, though.
he's not bad. I mean, he's not bad.
is a
I think he's very good.
fantastic punter.
Yeah, he's not bad at all. I have no issues with him, but I just mean you have an entirely new unit, and you had the injury to the main guy. You've got the rookie who's clearly got the yips at times. It showed. And then you've got Bjorkes, who was fine. He was a very good punter. I have no issues with him at all. But the bottom line is our special teams has been bad for years.
Right.
For multiple regimes. And Mike Prefer has survived multiple regimes, and that doesn't make sense to me. So the fact that the Browns were sitting there waiting to hear about Bubba Ventrone, who Raven Trone, you guys might have remembered him by. He used to play for the Browns. He was a special teamer. Didn't see the field much else. He was basically a gunner on kick returns, punt returns, things like that. So he is coming back. Life goes full circle sometimes. He has spent the last few years in Indianapolis as their special teams coordinator. From what I've read, I mean, their special teams was decent. But from what I've read from players, they were not happy to see him go. Most of the guys
Prefer?
said he is Ventrone.
Oh, Ventrone, yeah.
From Indianapolis.
Colts.
Most of the guys said they were
that's
like,
promising for us. The
they
fact
said
that
he is down to earth. He takes no shit. He doesn't pull punches. Like, he will straight up tell you how it is. And that's just the way it goes.
and that's what you get from an ex-player too. I mean, he's like,
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, he
You can't
knows what it's
bullshit.
like.
You can't
That's his
bullshit
thing.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a guy that's telling you like, this is how you should do it, as a guy that's never done it. This guy has literally done it at the highest level.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good hire. I'm
It
really
was
excited.
definitely one. That was the two biggest needs we said that needed fix in coaching was special teams and defense, and they made the change.
Yep.
They brought in also that assistant coach too, right? The assist who they
so
who's the guy they brought in?
we lost a couple coaches. We brought in a few. I don't know the name off the top of my
They
head. I
gave like
know,
some title of assistant coach or some.
So Bubba Ventrone was actually given assistant head coach.
That's it. Yeah,
That was part of his title for special teams coordinator and assistant head coach, which good for him. I mean, if he is as good as advertised, his future, he hopes, obviously, is to become a head coach.
Yeah.
So this is a great stepping stone. It also makes it easier for the hiring process, because the way the NFL works, if you hire a guy, you have to give them a quote unquote promotion. So the Browns gave him special teams coordinator and assistant head coach title, which technically is a promotion from Indianapolis. It's not a lateral move, because in lateral moves, that's where you have to give up draft picks, etc.
I mean, athletic Ventrone, he was 20 or 40 under 40 top head coaches. Like,
yeah, he's going to be a head coach. I think if he comes here and has some success, he is on his way to become a head coach, which is fantastic. And how great to hopefully the Browns show promise next year. We're good, and we get our coordinators picked off. We get our coaches picked off from other teams to go be coaches elsewhere. That's something you want. Look at Philadelphia right now. They just went to the Super Bowl. They are a young, good team. They look like they have a bright future ahead of them. And a lot of their coaches and coordinators are getting taken away from other teams. That's a good sign. I like that. When you can have a tree that's expanding around the NFL, that's never a bad thing. unless you're Bill Belichick, when then they all go elsewhere and they all suck. I don't understand how that happens.
Matt
But
Patricia.
for the most part, those guys
God.
go elsewhere and they're not good.
No, they're terrible.
But hopefully the trend changes with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm really happy with this hire. I like it a lot. It's a fresh change for a room that needed it. I think it was long overdue, and I think bringing a hometown guy who, I get it. Fans want to hear this on the radio. Everyone wants to call in and say, like, we need a Clevelander. We need a guy that gets us and this and that.
And he is.
And he is, but I don't know if that necessarily matters. I think it's cool to add that on there. But yeah, I think if you're a coach, if you're any position at a pro level, your goal should just be to be the best you can, no matter what city you're in, no matter what team is employing you. Just go and be the best. Should be your day-to-day objective. So you're going to get that with Raven Trone.
So far, the Browns offseason, I give them an A so far. I mean, they're doing the things they needed to do.
And speaking of the Browns offseason, another move that they made
cutting the fat.
That was needed
so far, yeah.
was getting rid of John Johnson III. They are officially going to release him before the March 15th free agency starts, which
That's a bummer.
It's bittersweet that we're not doing a show that day because it is my birthday, but it is free agency, which is a big day. But my birthday trumps free agency. You guys can get all your free agency stats. You guys can come in and do more chips if you want.
No,
I'll eat some chips.
That's a bucket list item I'm glad to check off now because I don't know if I could do that again.
Yeah, it's like you hit a certain age where you just can't do the chip challenge, and I think you're getting up there. It's not good for people like over 40.
My heart palpitations can get the best of me here.
I'm looking forward to the future where people are like, that's like a normal thing at the hospital. Like, we have another one, and they're like, what's he in for? One chip challenge.
One
I think
chip
that'll be cool,
baby.
But yeah, so the Browns did announce they are going to be releasing John Johnson III, who was the safety they signed from the Los Angeles Rams a few years ago. Gave him a pretty hefty contract. This cut will be saving the Browns about $10 million in cap space. The only problem with that,
it's dead weight too. Some of it's dead. I mean, they're eating some of it.
They're
eating
so
some
much
of it,
better
but
at talking on camera than he was at playing football.
No, absolutely. He's
such a bummer.
From what I understand, he's a really good
I like
teammate.
him.
He tries. I think he was played a little out of position, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he didn't get to play here under Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz can really make a safety into a hell of a player, and I don't think Joe Woods used him properly. So I fully blame that tenure of this not working on Joe Woods, if I'm being honest. But the cut is necessary because that $10 million is huge. The only problem, though, we're cutting him for the March 15th deadline, but we don't actually get to use his money till June.
Right.
So it's a bummer, but they're going to,
this is
more
probably
than likely within the next 2 weeks,
restructuring.
they're going to restructure Watson.
Yeah,
they're going to probably restructure.
They have to. Right?
This
Myles
isn't the
Garrett.
only cut, though. I think there's going to be a couple others that get cut as well.
The surprise one that I told everybody, Wyatt Teller, wouldn't be surprised if they let him go. His contract is pretty hefty.
Yeah.
He's good.
What is it, $12 million a year?
It might be more than that, honestly.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, something like
Something like
that.
that.
That's a good amount of money for a guy
not surprised
who's good but not great. I think as long as you still have Bill Callahan.
Regressed.
Yeah,
As soon as he
exactly.
got
Last year
signed,
he was good. He was very good. He's one of the best guards in football still, but
still regressed.
I just don't think it's worth $15 million. I think you could, with Bill Callahan, with this talent that we have in the coaching staff, you could draft somebody, I think, mid-round and you'd be okay. Or maybe sign look at Wyatt Teller we got for nothing from Buffalo when we traded for him, came here and became a stud. What's to say we can't trade another 6th-round pick and get another guy to come fill that gap?
So back to your
restructure
comment you made earlier. It's funny this week, especially with local sports talk. And I've seen articles.
I actually saw you get into an argument. Not an argument.
I thought I made a fair point.
Yeah, but the guy didn't want to hear it.
No,
that guy didn't care.
It's just one of those things where people hear the word restructure and are like, oh my God, we have a bunch of clowns running the Browns, or oh, this is embarrassing. You're restructuring. If you don't think Deshaun Watson knew that each year he might have his shit restructured, he knew that going into it.
Fans need to know, and this is what I saw in the comments because I actually I clicked that article that you were in, and I saw some of the other people, and I got out after like reading 10 of them because I was like, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole of calling these people dumb. Most of the people, they don't understand what a restructure is, so a lot of them are commenting on it, and they're saying, oh, they're restructuring because the Browns knew they fucked up. They want to give them less money. That's not what a restructure is. No. And there's other people that say, why would Deshaun Watson take a pay cut? You're never going to get an athlete to do that. It's not a pay cut. A restructuring is you're adding a year, technically, and you're converting money into a bonus that goes immediately. And they just don't understand that. And they think a restructure is like the Browns sit him down and go, we want to pay you less. They don't know anything. Yeah, honestly, Don P, I'm with you, man. I tell people all the time, Tim's got the little
Tim, where's it at? Browns fans don't know shit.
Are idiots.
Yes.
I say that a lot.
We have the worst fans. Like, I hate to say it, but I listen.
I feel bad. They've just gotten so bitter and miserable.
I listen to 92.3 The Fan all the time. And
fans are just
people
so
are just
dumb.
assholes all the
as
time.
long as you have an owner who's willing to pay
true,
to open the checkbook, you can restructure somebody's contract as many times. eventually they're going to have
So
to eat that.
there are limits to it. I don't know off the top of my head. I think you can only restructure guys' contract a certain amount of time. So
You
there are
can
limits to
keep
it.
kicking the can down the road, but at one of these times you're going to have to bite the bullet. And certain teams this past year had to eat that same bullet. Like the Atlanta Falcons ate the bullet this year because they were carrying dead weight for people who weren't even on a team anymore.
The number one team I want people to look into salary cap wise is the New Orleans Saints.
Oh yeah,
the New Orleans Saints last year. They every single year they are like 20+ million under the cap. They have to restructure guys. They have to get above the cap. And look at the Saints. Since Drew Brees left, they have not been good. So it's not like some team that's like, well, they keep restructuring to be a Super Bowl contender. They suck. They're fucked financially. But because of those restructures, they are possibly a quarterback away from being pretty damn good next year. So it's not the end of the world. I understand we're paying Deshaun Watson a lot of money on paper. A, Browns fans, not your fucking money. So why are you worried about it? And B, the salary cap goes up every year. So by paying Deshaun Watson this huge contract we gave him last year, two years have passed.
Pay him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and when they show it in comparison, I think right now he is like the third highest paid quarterback, which is it's high, but he's up there with, I think number one was like Russell Wilson.
There's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers was one. I'm sorry. So Aaron Rodgers was one. Russell Wilson was two.
Start his retreat.
Those guys are the highest paid quarterbacks in football. And I think most of you would agree that Russell Wilson was ass last year. Aaron Rodgers is good, but he is clearly declining because of his age. And those two are the highest paid. You have Deshaun Watson, who's what, 26, 27?
And newsflash, the
27.
Browns were so early to the table with this guaranteed contract.
Look at what they're doing to the
Look what it's
Ravens.
doing to everyone else right now.
We are destroying franchises one at a time with this contract because
the Ravens are having
they're
shit
not going to
bricks
pay
right now.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson wants the fuck out of there. Then when you look at, I don't know if you've seen what's been going around about Cincinnati, but shit's been leaking about them. This was something I didn't even get to put on the show because it just was coming out at about 5 o'clock before I left today. There is shit coming out about they asked players to rate their team's facilities. The Bengals got an F-.
Yes, I love it.
The players
I love hearing
hate
it
it there. They don't have outlets to charge their phones at their lockers. They don't supply food for the players.
Isn't that stadium like newer in the last like 10 years?
No, it's a pretty old stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been
have
there once.
renovations, but it's not a new stadium yet.
I don't mean this just because I'm a Browns fan. I mean it sincerely. That stadium is a piece of shit. I was
I
there
hope
once.
Everyone
It was
who supports
garbage.
that organization gets like malcontent. Like
It's very possible down there. I've been down there in Cincinnati. It's a scary
It's
place.
Kentucky. It's not Ohio. So.
But we're going to talk about that stadium stuff here in a minute, Doug. But I've heard that Cincinnati, their facility is terrible. They said that everything is outdated. They have the smallest hot tub and cold tub. They have shower issues. Again, they don't feed the players. The food is not provided by the team. They don't have outlets to let them charge their phones. People hate it there, and they are about to lose some key components that Browns or Bengals fans aren't willing to accept. Jesse Bates gone. Higgins gone. Their fucking team is going to look way different next year.
You see the guy that retired and came back, and that he wants to come back to play football again. He played for the Bengals. Was that defensive tackle, I think, or defensive end, one of the two? He retired. He was retired for 6.5 months, or 6 to 7 months. He's retired. Now he's unretiring, and he's actually pretty good. And I'm sitting there. To me, I'm like, fuck. I mean, the Browns.
I'd have to look it up. The only thing though is he still under contract?
No, he retired. So he was.
I know, but when you retire,
but they released him. They released him.
Okay.
They released him. So.
Yeah, so I would like Jesse Bates. As Don P said right there, Bates will be around. There are a lot of rumors that are people saying that they're going to go after him. My only thing though is I don't know if you're going to cut John Johnson at $10 million and then
cut him, right?
Right, but you're saving the $10 million.
But you have to give that money back.
You're then going to spend that and then some for Jesse Bates. I would love Jesse Bates. Don't get me wrong; he's a phenomenal
I'd be curious
player.
to see.
But
I want to see what other changes they do first, or what other cuts and restructures they do.
They have a lot of holes to fill, but they are going to make. I mean, I trust Andrew Berry. I mean, that's the thing is you have Browns fans, guys that can barely do the multiplication table, and they're sitting there saying Andrew Berry's an idiot and doesn't know how to control the cap.
Do they still teach multiplication table in school?
I haven't been there in a while. I don't
it's
know.
like cursive. I think it all kind of went out the window.
Weird. They have like a weird math now. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, jeez.
I forgot what it's called.
Core math.
Core
math.
Core
or whatever. Yeah, get the fuck out. I don't even know what the hell that is. I've heard it. I have no idea what it is.
Math. Hardcore math? You never heard of?
No, I've heard of core math.
No, this is Common Core math.
Common Core, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it sounds fucking miserable.
Common Core. We should ask Dave what Ann thinks about Common Core.
Commonly stupid.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's awful. And like parents are like, "What the fuck is this,
bro?" Dave is the worst.
So yeah, I don't know. I would love Jesse Bates, but it's just for me, looking at the money, they have to be smart with it. And I think when you have a guy like Jim Schwartz, you can probably get away with getting a cheaper safety, maybe a guy in the draft. That could come here and do what he needs to do for Jim Schwartz. I think our main priority right now is defensive line. So we're going to see what's going to happen there.
You see, what's his face? Carter just got he got pulled out from the.
Yeah, Jalen Carter he projected top 5 pick for the draft. He is being exonerated, or I'm sorry, he's being he has an arrest warrant.
Was that the guy that killed his trainer and a teammate or whatever?
No. So this
allegedly
he was drag racing, and the other car wrecked. He fled and then lied to the cops about what happened. Basically, is what they're saying that's what he's being accused of.
If you can get him second round.
Oh, that's what I said. I joked and I
Well,
said
the Browns take chances.
Sounds
on
like
people
a
all the
Browns
time.
draft.
Yeah.
You not? I mean,
And,
okay. So
I mean, if he's there, you have to take him.
Yeah,
He didn't hit anybody. He didn't kill anybody. All I know is, like, I see a lot of people that are saying it's a big character issue for him. I think it's a great thing. That means he's not a snitch. That's how I look at it. That's a positive.
Snitches.
That's a positive in my opinion. Yeah, Don, I saw that too. Andrew Berry's been he for fun as a child would do salary cap updates for teams. Like that was something he did as a 5th grader. That's
he played
no
video
joke.
games. He did math stuff. So we're not the same, I guess.
We played in the dirt, and Andrew Berry did draft cap.
Playing in the dirt
salary.
was a shit though. Making
fun
little roads with all your cars
Yeah,
and
you could do
everything.
little Hot Wheels and shit. It was a good time. And as Doug mentioned, there are rumors now that the Browns are looking to potentially relocate and or renovate.
Well, they squashed those. I mean, so of course they came out and said we're not talking about that whatsoever.
Yeah, of course they're going to say that.
So I mean, not to before we get into
Meanwhile,
that,
Jimmy's filling his pocketbooks from the
but
Milwaukee
you guys-
Bucks now.
but
Would
you
you
guys-
be sad if the Browns, like, if the current rendition of the Browns left?
yes, I'm getting tired of having to.
Well, they're
root
not
for teams.
leaving.
They're not leaving.
They're
no.
not leaving town. It would be
Well,
just
let's
relocating.
say if they were
like-
though. Like
the
let's
rumor I
say-
saw would be they'd be moving down 71. I saw that or 77, whatever.
If
I
the
don't even know. I
Browns
don't know highways.
Stadium,
I saw it'd be by Top Golf. Is the latest rumor I saw.
in
if
Independence.
the Browns
Yeah.
Stadium is not downtown, it's a fucking travesty.
I agree. I think it needs to be downtown. But the rumor I saw, and again, this is just a
Travesty.
rumor. Somebody tweeted out yesterday. Could have just been clickbait to get people's attention, but it said they heard rumblings about a location near 480 and whatever it is that's split there.
That's amazing because that's where my office is at right now.
There's a rumor
Yeah,
that was
My
a
off-
location.
and that's
But
here's the shitty part. That's all landfill over there.
yeah. But I think it
Exactly.
also could just be more so that's Haslam and his people trying to kind of pressure the city of Cleveland to be like, if you don't hook us up with this dome, we're fucking moving.
So,
like,
do
I
you
can
want
see
a
it like
dome or do you want a retractable roof?
Retract
I
the roof
want
for sure.
a full-on no dome, no roof.
You want full open air stadium again?
I'll take retractable at best.
I don't know, man. I honestly would love to have the retractable because not
all that.
yeah, it's a sports. But how many times? I mean, I know this guy dresses like the Grinch and literally goes down
yeah,
to fucking
fuck all
games.
that.
He
You
literally,
can still do that. You'll just be a little warmer.
I
during the
just,
game.
I'm not. I just don't see many fans who are like, oh my god, guys,
There's a
it's
lot of fans there.
it's 20 degrees out today. Let's go down to
Like,
the game and watch it. You
I
know?
am
There's a lot of fans.
Yes,
there.
yeah, hardcore
I'm
fans,
a
like
diehard
younger
Browns
people,
fan,
but
yeah,
All that matters.
the
is
weather's
hardcore.
cold. I'm like, I'm gonna stay home for this. Fuck
that's
that.
not where they make their money at, though. They don't make their money
I
off
know.
hardcore fans.
Fuck
and that's
that.
the other thing too is
Fuck
they
that
know. Look at that
nonsense,
Saints
though.
game. You couldn't give away tickets because it was so
That's
cold
the one he was
outside.
at.
and there were people there. There were a few, but it was hard to give away tickets for that game because it was so
Yeah.
damn cold. The Browns look at that and go, "That's a lot of fucking money we missed
Right.
out on." Because if we have a dome, this place is packed. It's Christmas Day. This would be a fucking huge game.
It's only packed
or
if
Christmas
you're
Eve, whatever
legitimate.
date. It was
And we
Christmas
get a
Eve.
Super Bowl.
It would have been huge.
You get a WrestleMania,
then
you get a Super
You
Bowl.
get- you're now in contention for WrestleMania. You get huge concerts year round. You don't have
Plus,
to
the
worry about
revenue
only
alone
summer.
that it would bring into the city makes sense to
It's-
make it retractable.
I'm fine with
To me, it's a
retract-
no-brainer.
I'm fine with retractable, but like
Oh, I agree. I mean,
you have to. It can't be a dome.
the fucked up thing
Can't
is
be a dome.
retractable for
the
sure.
It's gotta
Haslams
be
are going to be
retractable.
asking for money. Obviously, they're going to want like city funding for
And,
this.
and then he had
And
another
he just got done buying
Yeah.
a chunk of the Milwaukee
a
Bucks.
chunk. 25 million's a chunk.
I mean, for him, that's pocket change.
Chunk.
It's interesting
When they're,
though.
when they're valued at like 20 or 3 billion, 25 million is a
He
chunk.
shoulda-
It's a minor chunk.
He should have
actually.
tried to buy into the Guardians. I mean, why not just help support local teams?
That wasn't going to happen. They
Yeah.
weren't going to let that happen.
So I read the article. I read a couple articles, and one was renovating the stadium that's at now and putting the roof or whatever. But I don't think they could just renovate that. They'd have to knock it down and rebuild a whole new stadium.
No, it's old. It's outdated. It needs a lot of work.
Yeah, so I'm saying they wouldn't be able to just add a retractable roof onto that
I think
stadium.
if anything, a dome is like lipstick on a pig. I don't think that
yeah,
that's.
so I think
it's not great.
I say stay lakefront, or there was a drawing I saw that they moved it like maybe just right off the lake, and there was like a section actual downtown, like on
Okay.
the east side, that they could clear out. That's all like old warehouse buildings that's been closed for a long time.
There's plenty of
and to renovate that
vacant
area,
spots
yeah.
they really need to. I do think it looks great on the lake.
But it's not up until 2028, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think they should keep it where it is. In my opinion, I think that they should put a retractable dome on it because I mean, when I look at like the Monday night game we had against Cincinnati on Halloween, that was beautiful. When they show the sky cam and all that,
Yeah.
you get to see the lake in the background. The city's lit up. It looks great. I think it's a very good location. You're right on the water. For the fans that are diehard about the weather and they love the cold. when you're tailgating, you could still be right by the water. You can freeze your dick off, and then you can walk into a nice warm stadium with a dome. I'm all for that. Sign me up for that.
Plus, they get to go watch Taylor Swift at a stadium like that.
And
Hell
she can show up
yeah.
in December or
I don't know about
January,
you.
whatever.
I'm feeling 22.
I'm a T Swift fan. She's got some good bangers.
I'm a T-Swizzle fan for sure.
But yeah, there's some rumors. We'll see what happens with First Energy Stadium and with the Haslams, but it's going to be a tug of war, I think, between the city and everything.
I would rather have a football stadium that give you a competitive advantage in your football game than
Does it,
worrying
though?
about Taylor Swift.
I don't think it does.
We
I think it does though. I think like if
We-
you
I-
have a team that
Are you
is-
familiar with the geographical location of New Orleans?
I think that's probably in the southwest.
It's in the
Correct.
deep south.
United
Yes.
States.
They play in a dome. It's relatively
And
warm.
They beat us.
They came
in
to
our,
Cleveland in a
beat us in our own home.
That means
advantage.
we are not good at our competitive advantage.
I think what that means is that
Like,
most
you sh-
guys on your football team are not actually from
Yeah,
the
but-
city they play in. So
but
there's
you
no
should be better at your competitive advantage. Like you should be better at
like
that.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are both from California, and they're both pretty damn good in the cold. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean everybody's
Yeah.
going to be good in the cold.
You should be.
I think a competitive advantage for the Browns is getting a dome. This way, you don't have games like Christmas Eve where we lost because guys couldn't catch the ball because it was so damn cold.
I was there.
Amari Cooper doesn't drop
terrible.
that touchdown. David Njoku doesn't drop it. Donovan Peoples-Jones doesn't drop a touchdown. If you're in a dome,
Yeah, if anything, that doesn't give advantage to anybody. It just makes a disadvantage for the gameplay
it just makes
itself.
it harder for every team, and then it just comes down to which team gets a little bit lucky. Because I mean,
visually for us fans, it's fun to watch a snow game, right?
yeah,
It's
it
cool.
was
to
a really cool game to watch.
It's
on
cool
TV.
to watch it.
The thought of being there and playing, get the fuck out of
Fuck
here. There's
yeah,
no
no,
way. I'd
fuck
rather go
that.
golfing. I would rather go golfing.
And how many
That's
more?
saying something.
How many more free agents?
I
Look
think
at
it's
the Browns.
sweet.
How many we look at the Browns and say, I want to go play for them because brand new stadium.
Yeah.
I can play indoors. It's not going to be cold all the time.
Like agents may look at that Christmas Eve game and show their player and be like, "Hey, this you might have to play in this. Like, how are you in the cold?" And they're going to be like, "No fucking way. I don't want anything."
Doug's
to do
on
with that."
fire with his comments.
He is not a
tonight. I
Jimmy
like
Haslam
it.
fan. I'm starting to understand.
I like it.
Unfortunately, Haslam's the owner. It is what it is. I agree. He's done some shady shit, but I don't think you make billions of dollars without doing some shady shit. I think that's pretty much comes to the territory. I would like to. I'd be curious to see one billionaire where you're like, he was just a great guy overall, never did any dirty deals.
I mean, Donald Trump's pretty clean.
Yeah, he just took it from his dad, so that was pretty easy to do. And is he even?
Are we
worth
here?
it?
Are we at that point yet?
Not in Black History. Oh no,
Are
it's
we-
April. Never
is
mind.
he
Are we at
worth
that
a
point yet?
billion?
If I start talking anti-Trump?
No, we're
I-
not there yet.
Oh,
We'd like to see some tax
Trump's
returns
cool,
to see
you know.
if he's really a quote unquote billionaire, because some people disagree with that.
Oh, I don't believe he is. But
Yeah, no chance.
a million.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm
a
excited. I
million,
hope
a
that they do
million.
get a dome, retractable. Don't move though. I like the location, so stay where you're at. We already
if
did
they
the
take
bet
the
segment,
stadium
so we're
out of
moving on from that.
downtown, it's going to be a fucking
Yeah.
travesty.
No, that would be horrible. I don't think they
it's
should
going to be
do
a
that.
travesty.
Again,
Like,
I think
if
that's
like,
just
the stadium has to stay downtown.
that's a
It has
pissing
to stay
contest
downtown.
between Haslam and the city. He's basically telling
Yeah,
the
fuck
city,
all that pissing contest.
you give
They
us
have
you
to
give
stay
us money or
downtown.
we're moving, and the city's going to panic, and they're going to go,
Have to.
oh well, what do we do?
I don't know. I
And
feel
then
like
they're going to give him the
I feel
money.
like this Bibbs he's trying to prove a point because it's like this is his first big decision as his mayor. He's a
That's
young
true.
mayor.
Congrats, Bibbs.
I want to see
Um,
if he tries to like stand up to him. and
If
see
he
what
wants
happens.
votes, you side with the Browns.
Yeah,
That's just how that goes.
absolutely.
And
I'm
I
fine
look at
with
it too as
people not paying money for the stadium.
however,
Like,
though, you're not even going to notice the taxes. Like you're
it's
going to
$8 a year.
you're gonna pay taxes
some people,
for
that's a lot
bullshit
of money.
anyway. Like if those people actually really broke down what they're paying for right now, they'd
It's
be like, "What the
$8.
fuck? I pay for this. I pay for that." Paying for the Brown Stadium really isn't that big of a
The
deal.
syntax mostly pays for a lot of that bullshit anyway.
pay
so-
Exactly. It's
$8
always
you pay
been like
If
that.
$8
anything,
a
my
year for the
household
new
pays for a
stadium.
lot because I have
That's-
some sin people in my house.
That's my favorite thing for any city is when there's stadium upgrades and the city and fans, they all bitch and moan and say the owners have enough money, they should be doing this. It happens everywhere.
Right.
They take it out of the tax money. It's no different than any other city. It is what it is. Would it be cool if Haslam said, "Fuck it, I'll foot the bill"? Sure. But he's not a billionaire because he makes bad business decisions. If you're worth billions and someone's like, "Hey, you can pay for this yourself, or we'll get everybody else to pay for it," you're gonna go, I like that one better.
And plus,
It's
it
a
doesn't help the
no-brainer.
city of Cleveland when you see the Guardians deals they've made,
Yeah.
and the deal that Dan Gilbert made with Cleveland renovating the queue.
And the money that city's going to make for, the queue. Look at how great All Star Weekend was.
Oh, that's that.
All Star for
It's a
for
beautiful
the
arena.
Guardians.
I mean,
even.
when
Like,
you
it's
go
huge.
down there, it's like so great
Yeah.
to look at.
And then now, if you get a retractable dome, the Browns can now host a Super Bowl. They can host these big events. Like it's going to make money for the city. It's really good for everybody. So if you can't afford $8 a month, let us know. Somebody can Venmo you. And it's not me, but somebody might Venmo you.
Won't be me either.
Yeah, it's not going to be no one you see on screen or hear in this episode will Venmo you that $8, but somebody might. Speaking of the Browns, though, they're going to have some new players soon. A couple of those guys you might get introduced to this week, the Combine.
Are you into the combine as much this year as years past?
Yeah. Doug, I beg to differ. Explain to me how that's a poor argument. You're going to pay for this stuff anyway. Politicians are going to bend you over a barrel and everything. So what are you going to do about it?
Come on, Doug.
If you want to run for some sort of office and change things, let me know. But otherwise,
Work
it's not
harder,
simping for
Doug.
billionaires. It's just how life works.
I mean, it's not simping. I mean, it's one of those things where I could care less what they fucking do with their money.
Yeah.
But
work
at the end of
harder.
the day, there's so many deals that get done without public knowledge of stuff, how they give and take.
Yeah. If you
And
actually
if
dissect
anything,
what you're paying for,
This is just part of the
tax-wise,
game to them.
You're simping for a lot of people that are not billionaires, and you're giving money to things that if you actually notice, you'd go,
You okay?
"Oh shit, I don't like that."
You okay?
He looks like he ate the chip.
I'll say you licked the chip box.
He was huffing the fumes. This is what happens. This is secondhand chip he's got going on right now.
But as far as the combine goes, so I was going to ask you, because this is one thing I wrote down for the combine. Are you surprised that Stroud's throwing at the combine and not doing
No,
his own pro day?
No, he's got a lot to. I think he'll still do a pro day. It's just he's not saving the throwing for the pro day like
Okay.
Bryce Young. Bryce Young has a lot to hide. That's the
Which
difference.
I tend to realize that the people who back out of these
It's the guys that are afraid that they're
are
gonna get
afraid
exposed.
to get exposed
That's exactly
in
what
front
it
of
is.
Yeah, exactly.
For
yeah.
me, I look at it as if you're willing to go to the combine and throw. And again, the other thing too is people have to take into consideration you're throwing with guys you've never met before. Like
Right.
the combine is going to be full of guys from all over the country that CJ Stroud has never met. So when they put you in these drills to throw to them, you're not familiar with these guys. So I don't take much into it. For me, the main things I look for at quarterbacks, don't care about seeing them at a combine. There's really nothing that impresses me there.
Yeah.
You're not learning anything. Some drills that I really enjoy that I think actually matter in the NFL are like the 3-cone drill, the shuttle drills, things like that. When you can see a guy's footwork, albeit not in pads, still impressive though. That's how you kind of get a vibe on like a cornerback, on a wide receiver. Like I remember, I loved DK Metcalf coming out of the draft. I couldn't believe that he made it to the second round. His 3-cone drill and shuttle and all that shit was fucking just phenomenal. He was great.
He was a beast.
He was so good. And
Beast.
like just showing that footwork is huge because that means he's going to run crisp routes, that he can, plant a foot and make cuts. That's really good information to learn. Seeing a guy bench press means nothing. Most guys that like dominate the 40 time don't end up being shit in the NFL because pad speed is so different.
Well, I would have to say my favorite is the 40, but it's the slow-mo.
It's fun.
The slow-mo 40.
I
Where you
like-
get to watch them bounce around their shorts and shit just
I
pops
love
out
the
everywhere.
dongs bouncing around. No, the 40 is really fun. I do like watching it. It is cool to see the fastest guy at the combine. I mean, that is exciting.
The
but
fastest guy who always gets overdrafted in every NFL draft.
not recently because Al Davis is dead. He was the one for the Raiders that if you ran the fastest 40, you're getting
Boom,
drafted in the first
drafted.
round by the Raiders. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people are realizing is that speed doesn't always translate in the NFL. Their game speed and pad speed is so different. Look at guys like, for instance, Anthony Schwartz. He's a track runner. He's one of the fastest people on the field.
Test combine speed.
But when you put him in pads and he gets chipped at the line of scrimmage, he does not have that speed anymore. And that's exactly what teams need to understand. And his name slips my mind. I think it was John Ross, that speedy wide receiver.
Oh, yeah,
that
for
the Bengals took.
Cincy, yeah.
Cincinnati.
He was a fucking speedster at the combine. He was, the top 40 guy, got drafted, I think 5th overall, something like that, was a bum in the NFL. Didn't do shit because, again, that speed doesn't always translate. So there's things at the combine that people are going to see. And a lot of layman's, as they say, people that don't really understand like the scouting process, they get suckered in by numbers. Some things that are relevant, sizes of quarterbacks. That's important. Bryce Young is going to test very poorly. I mean, he's 5'10". That's not good.
Does
That's
hand size matter?
100%. Kenny Pickett sucks. I'm standing by that. Kenny Pickett has the smallest hands in football history. And
Take my strong hand.
he doesn't. That guy's hands look huge compared to Kenny
You want me to
Pickett's.
stir those mashed potatoes?
But his hand size, that's huge. Those are things that when you have a question about a player, those can get answered at the combine. And I think CJ Stroud throwing is because he's got nothing to prove. I mean, everything he's done is on tape. I think personally he is the best quarterback in this draft. I know Anthony Richardson's stock is rising, but to me, this feels a lot like Malik Willis from last year, where everyone was just trying to pump him up for the draft. And
Yeah,
everyone's
early
like,
mocks
he
got
might go top 10. Malik
early
Willis.
mock has Bryce 1 and Stroud 2. So
Yeah,
Stroud
most of
right
them
now
have
is
that.
Stroud set to go to Houston right now.
So technically the number 1 overall pick is the Bears. They wouldn't be taking a quarterback. So it'd be if they traded, which they.
Oh, it'd be Bryce going to.
The rumor came out. It would be
Houston,
Houston
yeah.
number 2, but the rumor did come out that the Bears, quote unquote, are leaning towards trading out of the first pick, which would be smart. They have to. When you traded your second round pick, which is essentially a first round pick because it's number 32 now for Chase Claypool.
Yep.
That did not work out. So they're trading them trading out of one can get them a lot of draft picks that would really help that team in the future. So I think that's their best interest. You could draft. Will
Yeah, they're
Anderson.
riding with Justin Fields right now,
They
so
have
they're
to.
not going anywhere.
There's some talented defensive players they could take, but nobody actually worth the number one pick, in my opinion, for them.
Mhm.
The value they can get pick-wise is tremendous compared to any player.
Yeah.
That's not a quarterback. And even then, some team's going to overdraft. Some team is going to take Anthony Richardson in the top 10 probably, which I don't understand how his stock is rising so high. He was not good at Florida. He is a guy that I don't understand the hype. He's athletic, sure, but if you watch any of his clips, he faced a lot of really bad talent. His numbers were shit. He didn't win much at Florida. I hate the cold weather. I hate the cold. I'm getting older, man. My blood's thinning. I hate it. And the players don't want to play in it either. I mean, you saw that Christmas Eve game. They hated it. We lost. Anything to help the Browns win, I want. And obviously the cold weather we do not connect with, so get it the fuck out of here. But back to the combine, though. So, yeah, Anthony Richardson is going to test really well. He's a speedster. Everything's great with him on paper, but when you actually look at his film and watch him play, I'm not a fan. Green Bay doesn't have to worry about a team relocation bent over a barrel. I mean, yeah, every team's not exactly the same. Some teams have domes, some teams don't. I'm not comparing us to the Packers.
We're not relocating.
They're not moving anywhere. Putting a dome on it is fine. Oh, Fields, he hates the fucking cold. I saw that too. He came out and he was like, "This is." I do not like this.
I was like,
weather.
Justin, did you get signed by the Browns? I didn't know this or something, or what?
I mean, he's not lying though. There's no lies detected. I fucking hate the cold as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's smart for the city to put a dome on. I don't understand what the big deal is. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Financial, fiscally makes sense. So
I'm okay with it.
sign me up.
It is what it is. I want to enjoy more things to do downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I don't echo the ones of all the fans.
Yeah.
I think having a covered stadium to have some big ass arena concerts and events and shit like that would be amazing.
Absolutely.
Be awesome.
You know, speaking on Green Bay, how'd the weather work out for them last year in the playoffs when they got embarrassed by the Niners in the first round? You take a West Coast team, comes and plays in the cold where they're supposedly getting an advantage, and they got embarrassed out of the playoffs.
It was a party game.
No, not this year.
This is a
last
Garoppolo
year.
game.
The little fun fact, Jim, Packers did not make the playoffs this year. They were not very good. But yeah,
I thought
last
you
year.
said this year. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. But yeah, last year the Packers lost to the Niners in the playoffs in Green Bay. They were the 1 seed. They had a bye week. Then they got embarrassed in the first round for them. So the cold weather there's no advantage. There's no disadvantage. It's just fans that like use it as like a badge of honor of like, we play in the cold, but it means nothing. This day and age, the NFL is a passing league. So the easier you can make it on your team and quarterback and your passing game, the better. I think it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yeah, so if you're a Browns fan and you watch the combine this week, a couple things to look for would be defensive linemen, especially defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers, maybe a couple secondary guys. We could use a corner or two. We could use a safety, and then wide receivers, obviously. But again, don't worry about the 40. It helps for wide receivers and corners for sure. The speed is definitely an important factor, but for the most part, look at like shuttle drills, 3 cones, watch them do the gauntlet, little things like that. When they do the passing, the deep balls, kind of watch where they locate the ball. That's another thing to kind of look for a wide receiver, especially see how good they are at locating a ball and tracking it down, especially when they're getting a ball thrown to them from a guy they're not familiar with. So those are little things to look out for if you're going to watch the combine the way that I watch it. I kind of dissect it a little differently than most people, but check it out. Combine will be a fun time. I really enjoy it. Our last sports topic before we get to everyone's favorite segment, just the tip.
Just my tip
Is the Major League Baseball rule changes. How do you guys feel about them? What have you seen so far? What do you like, dislike?
I think I texted you my thoughts early. I just said there's been a couple interesting games that people are still getting adjusted to the pitch count,
100%.
pitch timer.
Yeah.
One game ended on a tie or whatever because
awesome.
or a loss because of
No, it tied. It was 6-6,
it tied?
yeah.
Because they couldn't get the pitch off quick enough. But it's made certain pitchers alter their delivery. You know, the kid out of Houston.
Yeah.
He no longer has that little like back and forth rocking before he pitches. So I like it.
Speed it up.
I haven't seen it.
100%.
I haven't seen plus minus with base size. I don't care. But I think that the no shift is going to be amazing for the Guardians. We've talked about this numerous times.
I've mentioned that a bunch of times. So the Guardians don't. The Guardians were the team that used the shift the fewest in Major League Baseball last year, a very small percentage. They didn't need to do it. They have good defense. So the fact that other teams now have to adjust to that is great for the Guardians because they're already prepared for it.
Yeah,
there's no adjustment for them. This is just status quo.
Absolutely. And I believe we already have pitchers who are pretty quick at getting the ball in. So I don't think the timer is going to throw our team off anyway. It's not going to fuck with our team, basically.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to be interesting. And you mentioned it when we texted, is there has to be some wiggle room when it comes to this pitch timer, the
Yeah.
pitch clock,
I
because
mean,
that guy was getting ready to throw the ball and then went 0. And like, okay, it doesn't count.
yeah. I mean, I like it. They definitely need the umpires and everything. They kind of need to get like a better grip on it, which that's why it's in the spring training
Yeah,
right
you,
now. I
you
like
test
it.
it out.
Really quickly to Doug's point though, they're not hanging over of leaving. It's again, they would move down the street to Independence, Ohio, not Cleveland.
Yeah.
So it's a 10-minute difference. It's not like they're going to move to another city. Yeah, if a team's threatening to leave town because of stadium issues, then I also think that there is more to that than meets the eye. Because look at the Oakland Athletics, look at the Raiders. The Raiders have relocated multiple times because of issues with the stadium and the city not like helping the team stay in that city. Los Angeles now has 2 football teams because the San Diego Chargers had to relocate. So that's not a situation here with the Cleveland. It's just they want a newer stadium, better stadium, possibly a dome, or they might move down the street.
Mhm.
It's not that big of a deal. They're not going anywhere.
What's your thoughts on the baseball changes?
I love it personally. I think the shift change is great. I think it's going to help baseball. I think again, nobody wants to watch a 2-0 game.
Mhm.
I understand.
Speed it up.
Yeah, the game needs to be faster. I think the pitch count is great because look at a football game. You have guys playing at max speed, taking hard hits. They have 40 seconds to get tackled, get up, reset everybody. Those big, heavy offensive linemen have to run up, get set, call a play, get down, get everything ready in 40 seconds. There's no change to that.
Yeah.
Rules are rules. Major League Baseball, they're like, take your time. And then you watch a baseball game and same shit. How many times a guy literally will stand there, watch a ball go in the dirt, doesn't do anything. He has to step out of the box, change his gloves, readjust. You don't have to do that. That's just for show. I don't care about guys that are quote unquote superstitious and they feel like they have to do these things. Like I know Jeter used to always do like the fucking batting gloves and all that shit. Jim Thome would do like the bat thing. It's cool to watch, but at the end of the day, just play the game.
Yep.
I want a guy to go up there. Like when I play video games, I'm clicking X as much as I can to fucking fast forward everything. If I'm playing a baseball game, get me to the next inning, keep it moving. Like I just want to go.
Agreed.
I want to watch a sport.
I'm curious to see how the games go this year. I am excited for the changes. I'm more excited for, I think, the change next year, the year after, when they start bringing in more of that computerized umpire part.
Yeah.
But I'll see how that gets tested in minors first.
And that's going to be huge. I really think it's going to be helpful. The only thing though is that they have to make sure they're not overdoing it. They're not going to the robotic umps too often, slowing the game down. Obviously, that's redundant if they're trying to speed the game up. So they need to get that under control. But I think practice, they'll have an off season. They'll do it in spring training. They're going to work on these kinds of things. They're going to get it better acclimated for everybody. But so far, all the rules they've made for this year, I really like. I think it's kind of crazy to think about, but look at how many bang plays there are on like first base or whatever base. So I think the expansion of the base being it's only like 3 inches is huge. I mean, that's how many times have you seen a guy where like the tip of his cleat is right here and the guy catches the ball.
Yep.
That 3-inch difference is going to make that guy safe. Like that's cool shit. I think that's going to change the game. It's going to make it more fun. I'm excited for it. I like these rules a lot. And again, the faster you can get a guy, like just go up there, let him pitch, let him hit. That's it. I don't need to watch the guys like doing their little fucking things that like make them feel good when they have to do an ass shake or they have to like turn their whole body and like do something stupid. Like I don't need all that.
You don't think with a lot more hits, I'm imagining now, you don't think the game will be longer because of that?
I mean, yes and no. I think it's also going to be like, I mean, it's just going to be more faster paced for them to just hit outs also. I think like maybe you'll get a few more runs a game. I think the average runs will go up per team, but I don't think it'll make that much of a difference in terms of time for the game, if that makes sense. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it does expand the game, but if I'm going to watch a 3-hour baseball game, I'd rather watch a game that's like 10-9 than a game that's 3-1. You know what I mean? Yep. That's kind of how I look at it. So the more offense, the better. Keep it fun. That's what they're going to do. Last year was the year of home runs. This year they're trying to bring back singles and like base stealing and old school baseball. They're trying to bring back small ball a little bit. That's why the bases are bigger. They want to encourage guys to steal, like things like that. So I'm excited to see that. I think the game's going to get more exciting.
Perfect.
I'm all for it. And with that being said, it is time for Just the Tip. As always, my man Timbuk2 is going to start us off. I have a hunch.
Timbo too.
I know what he's going to talk about. I have a feeling.
You have a feeling.
And I think it's going to be right. And let's just say it might involve someone standing up and telling some comedy bits.
It is.
It is.
It is, because you know that's all
I'm way
do.
better at comedy than Kyle, though.
Kill me right now.
Oh, Kyle's already got the one chip shits.
The one chip shits.
One chip shit.
Kyle's tip
Bye,
is
Kyle.
don't eat the chip.
Hope you have a good dump.
Well, I guess I'll try to prolong we we are having a comedy show on Friday. So after the Grapevine, we are gonna have a show Friday. It's the Uncle Grape's Comedy Room.
Shout out to Grape.
It's gonna be at Platform 13, which is at 7500 Cedar Road. And that is Cleveland, Ohio, and we will have strict security because it's gonna be a lot of black people.
Fantastic.
We're not.
What does strict security mean, Tim?
They probably are gonna pat you. They probably lift up and check under my belly.
So
will there
talking
be
about
any?
strict.
Will there be any white racist assholes?
So it's gonna be like TSA. No,
there may
not.
be, but I don't know if
it's not in their best interest.
Yeah,
Good.
I don't know how
I'll
well
be
they
there.
will.
I'll be there. As long as there's no white people, I'll be there. I like being the only white person in places. I like that. That's my thing.
We could definitely accept you as our token. But it's going to be a star-studded show because it's not just comedy; it's a concert as well. So there's other acts. We're gonna have style. I'm not sure how to say it, but Stallion Macamillion, Preem DiBiase. It's gonna be Fabio Ocha, Semi Big Sauce, and BZ Armorelli. They're gonna be performing on the music side, and before that, it will be the comedy show, which will have Marquand Banks, Gene Miller, Tyrone Gaines, and myself, Timbuktu.
Marquand?
Yeah, Marquand Banks. Yeah, he's definitely black. And it's going to be hosted by Kevin Ford. And I know you see the strippers on there, but I'm pretty sure I will be the only stripper there. So
the only tits you're gonna see are coming from Tim, but that's okay.
Good.
I mean, there's plenty.
I
of people
prefer Timmy's tits.
There's plenty of people that would pay good money for that, so that's all fair.
I'm imagining there will be other strippers. I don't know why he will put them on the paper. On the flyer if there weren't going to be strippers.
Yeah, if they're not there, I'm suing Grape for false advertisement. Right. I want that on the record right now, Grape.
I think my wife's still watching.
So
hey, baby,
when Jared's there on Friday,
baby, if the titties bar is the thing, I'll be home. But if I'm not, I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you later, baby.
Well, there will be a stripper, and that will be me. So
I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there with you.
But yeah, I got tickets. They are $20 a ticket. I mean, it's worth it. You're getting 2 shows for the price of for the price of one. It's $25 at the door. It's gonna be drinks. Pretty sure there's gonna be other recreational activities just because I know the people that are around it.
If Grape's involved, there's a good chance. Let's be honest.
Yes. And I do think it's gonna be a good show. I know I'm personally doing 15 to 20 minutes.
No shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good time. I got some new stuff I'm working on. So I believe it's gonna be good. I might actually go hit an open mic tonight. So if you do want to see some comedy, come out to the Lakewood Tavern tonight.
Going back to Lakewood Tavern tonight?
Yeah. I used to work there for 6 years, bro.
That's dope.
You know Amanda?
Do not. I just went there for the first time. Just went there for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Let's go tonight.
I'm down.
Let's go tonight,
I'm going.
baby.
I want to go do some comedy. Just because I like to brush up. I mean, I've been doing comedy for the last
nothing wrong with a little practice.
Couple weeks. I've been doing a lot more comedy than I have been. I did Hilarities Friday. I did and that was pretty sweet. I did I did the Michael Polk show.
Oh yeah, Mike Polk Jr.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed it a lot.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Then I just did Judge yesterday. So I've been brushing up. I've been doing some things, man, and I enjoyed it a lot.
So you going to Lakewood tonight?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be at Lakewood tonight.
I bet.
I'll be there.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely check that out. Obviously, you're supporting multiple people from Redline Radio, multiple friends of the show. You got Timbuktu and you've got Grape. Kyle's tip, I'll just go on for him because I don't know if he's going to make it back in time.
He's pooping his pants.
So Kyle is, can you post his picture? Because I forgot the name of the movie, if I'm being honest. Kyle is an anti. There it is, You People. I forgot what it was called. So,
oh, shit. That's me.
Kyle said, do not watch You People. And I'll let Jared take it away. Jared hasn't seen the movie, but I want him to give you a synopsis on it just by looking at the poster.
Do I have a mic set up here? Yeah. Can anyone hear that?
You're live.
So, yeah, I was excited about this movie because, what's his face? Jonah Hill was supposed to be playing Jerry Garcia in an upcoming movie on the
I didn't know
Dead. And I'm a big Grateful Dead fan. I don't know if you know that. But it's a real bummer that it seemed like it was another well, I wouldn't call it like a race baiting, but like
No, it was
almost like a
too woke. It was
like a
way
woke
too woke.
baiting.
Like they used
and like
every
dude,
term that young people try to use to
yeah.
like they tried way too hard. That's
as
how I
a
look
white
at it.
guy who's like a liberal.
It made me
person,
uncomfortable, truthfully, because I'm the same way.
Like
I'm
enough
very
is
liberal
enough.
and open to everything, and this was kind of like people wouldn't act like that. Like, why would people act that different? Oh, we're doing your tip.
Like no one gives a fuck about your
Hot-ass.
woke baiting.
Like they made
anymore.
it so
Yeah.
uncomfortable when it's like, okay, Julie Louis-Dreyfus is now surrounded by her family, and they happen to all be black, so of course they have to make it uncomfortable for the
Which
movie.
like
And
is
it's like
kind of funny.
I
'cause
hang around,
love some
like,
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
especially within Redline, especially like I've met so many black people that I fucking love to see now every week. Like it's never been uncomfortable or awkward.
But it should be like done
I
well.
am very simple, and
Right?
I'm myself every time I'm around people. You feel
Let me
better?
jump in with what just happened in that
All right,
bathroom.
Yeah,
we're
this
gonna
is
we're gonna
Kyle's
tune
tip.
in.
So
Kyle's tip is
I-
use
I-
triple ply toilet paper.
so I went in and I had like this, you ever get that where you just get a stomach ache where you feel like the next thing that comes out of your body is going to be just liquid.
yeah, oh yeah.
So that's why I was getting sweaty. I'm sweaty as shit right
Oh
now.
yeah,
I
that's
know.
a- That's a hefty dump. It is warm in here. I'll give you that. There's
So-
lights shining down.
I went in there and I walked into the bathroom and I had like a couple like coughs, like my stomach, like I don't know whether it's going to throw up or shit.
That's fair.
Coughed. And then all of a sudden I felt like that I need to pucker my asshole because if I don't sit down
Did you
now, it's
poop?
going to be liquid. I just took a giant shit in that bathroom.
Did you?
It was a little spicy. While I was shitting,
I wonder though
I
if
was
this is going to be the
coughing.
worst or if this is just like the
This
initial.
is
I don't
just
know.
the beginning.
I don't know.
This is like this is the first tremor.
I was having little sweats there. But hey, guess what? I took the punishment. I thought like a champ. My body does what it does now. It is what it is. But that
So
was
I
quite
tried-
interesting.
I tried
Just
to give,
don't die.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I tried to give your tip as best as I could of not watching.
Yeah,
this
so
movie.
let me just
I
jump in.
let
So-
Jared take it over, and Jared started talking about Jerry Garcia. And
So I will say this movie. I don't know what you said about it.
he went off the rails.
I know
A little
you have
bit.
to. Your tips coming out. I'll make it quick. So I went into this movie like pretty much most anybody else. You were excited to watch a movie with Eddie Murphy because I love Eddie Murphy, one of the top comics
Oh
of
yeah,
all
who
time.
doesn't?
So I had high hopes for this, but my wife and I watched this, and we're sitting there just halfway through the movie, and I look at her, I go, "Do you understand what's going on?" Like the storyline itself seemed like it jumped all over the place.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was trying to put a circle with a square. Like they didn't
Like,
connect.
Long story short, basically they Jonah Hill and his girlfriend, I forgot
Yeah.
her name. I don't know who she is, if I'm being honest. Excuse me. They fall in
Niagara.
love. They get engaged. They're excited to get married, and then basically the movie is their whole relationship gets ruined because their families cannot accept them dating
Right.
somebody of a different race.
Right.
And it's like
It's
I
like
don't know.
heavy
I've never
stereotype.
experienced it, so maybe
No, that's the
maybe
real
I don't
thing.
understand. But like
Yeah.
for this movie to be that like extreme about it, like
Yeah.
I wonder, is that real? Like, would
Yeah.
people actually act like that? Do people actually care?
100%.
Like, I'm
I-
sure there are people in like this is a.
But, like,
I
9 out
believe
of
these
10
people
don't.
live in like California, like it's supposed like
This
maybe
was-
San Francisco,
Yes.
like it's supposed to be pretty liberal.
This was very hard hit over the head. Like
this was like deep South interracial
Yeah.
couple kind of movie.
Yeah.
It's like that's not real. That's not
There
how
was a-
that
there was a
is.
couple-
Because you live in Cleveland. Cleveland's like the blackest, whitest city in the
I mean,
country.
I just feel like
Cleveland is like a very racially like
it's a good
melting
mix.
pot.
Yeah, it's a mix of everybody. Yeah,
because so
100%.
It definitely is.
There were some comedic moments in there that made me laugh.
yeah. There were a couple.
But overall, no, it's not worth watching. So my tip of the week, obviously, is to just
Did
don't waste
not
your time.
watch.
Don't
I
waste
love
your
telling
time.
people that things suck. So you guys remember when I went on my Halloween Kills rant? So I'm happy Kyle has something
Ooh,
that sucks.
Do you like the
'Cause-
Halloween movie?
I fucking hated it. It was the new one was
Yeah.
terrible. The
Ah,
other two were
bummer.
good. Halloween Kills or
Bummer.
Halloween Ends. I'm sorry, Halloween Ends was
The new
fucking
ones.
awful. The latest
The
one that
last
came out in
two.
October. The last two, the first one of those two was okay. The literal last one that came out was dog shit.
Sorry.
Um,
It sucks.
So when
That
Kyle
sucks.
emailed you people today, I was like, I'm not kidding. My eyes were like, are you fucking kidding me? I hated this movie so much.
What's your tip this week?
My tip
My
this
tip?
week? Oh
My
yeah,
tip?
Jared, go ahead. You got one?
My tip this week would be to, bet a little smarter on these Super Bowl bets because
Didn't
if
go
you
well
have to
for
eat
you.
like a fucking hot chip in front of a bunch of people, that's like not an ideal situation.
Or is it? Kyle kind of made it look fine.
I
so-
mean,
He
he definitely beast mode.
Like if this video goes viral, we're gonna be like,
chip.
maybe the one chip challenge. If anything, this is gonna be great because people are gonna see that and go, "That chip's not. It's
This
not shit."
definitely-
Then we're gonna get like hate messages.
More people are gonna
No,
be like,
this
"I can eat
definitely-
that, no problem."
This
That-
increases
question.
fucking clout for sure.
100%. I mean, he took that like a champ. I'm
So
excited.
I take it back. My fucking tip of the week
Eat the
is
chip.
pretend like you can't handle a chip, and then eat the chip, and then you're a fucking all star.
April 1st at the Piston Powered Autorama. I'm sorry.
Chipper.
I was thinking of pit road
Chip the
diecast,
road.
cars crashing, etc. It all just blows into my mind. But Chipper will be doing the one chip challenge there too. So if you guys want to see it again, April 1st from, I think they said 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock,
Yep.
maybe. The Steel City
6 to
running
8.
lates. Yeah, it's 6-ish whenever Lee decides to start. They will be doing the one chip challenge with Chipper. So definitely check that out. That'll be fun. My tip this week is a documentary that came out a few years ago, actually. I watched most of it when it first came out, and it was kind of long. It's like 2 hours, maybe a little longer. And I forgot to finish it. So I ended up rewatching it the rest of this week, and it was awesome. I love the Beastie Boys. So my tip is the Beastie Boys story on Apple TV. I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan. Truthfully, License to Ill is my favorite album of all time. I could listen to that start to finish every day and never get sick of it. Obviously, MCA passed away in like 2014, I think, which the Beastie Boys agreed they're not moving on with the band. They'll never perform again. And that was devastating because they were actually on a huge comeback when he passed away. They were starting to pick up again. So that was devastating to hear. But I completely understand. I don't think it would be the same if they tried to bring in some random third guy and continue the Beastie Boys. So I totally get it. If you watch this documentary, it is basically like you're watching a live panel. They're up there telling their stories. It's live. It was live at the time in front of an audience. Spike Jonze, the director, was in charge of it. Did a really good job. They tell great stories. There's shit that I didn't even know as a Beastie Boys fan. I was like, I didn't realize they got fucked over by Def Jam so badly when License to Ill came out. They go into deep detail about it. And it was eye-opening.
I'll have to give it a watch. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I
Rick
like Beastie
Rubin
Boys too.
and what's the other guy who owns Def Jam? I forgot his name. Russell Simmons. Yeah, Russell Simmons. They fucked them over big time. And they go into detail about it. It's pretty crazy. It almost ended the Beastie Boys in the 80s. So check that out. It's on Apple TV. If you have it, I think Apple TV is only like a few bucks a month, whatever. You could probably get a free trial or whatever. But Beastie Boys story is on there. Check it out. It's fucking awesome. And that's my tip for the week. We will be back in
2 weeks.
Technically 3. So we're 2 weeks off because we're off the 8th,
I'll
we're
never
off the
be
15th,
back.
then
And
we'll be back
the
to
3rd.
the
Got it.
22nd. So we are back March 22nd. We're going to do a show. Then we'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll do a couple makeup shows or something. But then we are at Lucy's April 5th. April 1st, I am at the Piston Powered Autorama with Timbuktu from 1 to 3. We're just going to call that a Talking About Balls Timbuktu collaboration. The two of us will be together. We don't even have to take a break. We can just fucking roll through the show. Yeah, I like that.
Timbuk balls.
Tim Ball too, because there's going to be two of us.
$10 balls.
We're going to make this shit fun, though. We're going to have a great time. If you guys have a chance, come check it out or just tune in and tell us you're watching. We're looking forward to talking to you guys. On behalf of everybody here talking about balls, though, no explanation for the egg throwing. He's a psycho. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our